The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by this podcast, as well as its hosts, are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, it is not serious. It is not real. No one is exposing, revealing, indicting, or telling you anything about themselves. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home. We are trained professionals who do not have your best interests at heart, or our own. Enjoy the show.
Rumble is a public company.
Yeah.
Okay? If they go sign 10 people with names, okay, that are good enough to draw headlines at all, then people on the open market can go invest in Rumble.
True.
Which gives them more capital, working capital,
Exactly.
to go acquire bigger and bigger talent.
Correct. Okay, I'm following.
So starting with 100 million
Who's you-
is not fighting to get out of the like a crab out of a bucket. It's a lot of money. I can go get 50 people.
Those 50 people don't make...
No. 50
they don't
people
even,
who definitely make a dent in the market, corner the fucking market, get enough... Wait. And off of them, get enough supporters, paid supporters in some way, shape, or form, to increase the value of the company, and then keep flipping that working capital
Yes.
to acquire more IP or talent.
All right, okay.
No.
Only give
You
a
can't
real-life
discount
example.
$100
Okay, I'm gonna give
million
you real figures,
fucking
though.
dollars.
Okay, I'm gonna give you real figures because this is happening again in live streaming. The company Kick, right? This is how much they're paying for creators.
Wait, how much are they paying for creators? Because I know you're top of the mountain for someone like Rumble, and I'm not sitting here saying
Me?
it's a right or left wing
Hell
agenda.
nah.
Yes,
Me?
you are. Yes.
No.
Yes.
This nigga's getting paid.
You
Wild
move the
amount.
culture. You move the needle.
Okay.
You're more important than they'll ever let you know.
No. I'm one of the people that checks a box.
That box is important.
No, I'm not saying it's not
No.
important.
You're
I got mine.
No.
Trust me, I got mine.
We've had these talks. Stop.
That box is valuable.
You and I have had serious talks before years ago. We are trained in our business, specifically hip hop and podcasting, the discount version of broadcasting, to think less of ourselves, to think we are less valuable than an opposing media giant. The truth is, you have a bigger impact in a startup company's eyes than maybe even a Rogan can.
That's true.
Because you impact the culture of other creators.
That's
That is important. It has intrinsic value
I
that
won't
is
agree with the
never
Rogan point, but
able to be measured.
I agree overall, right? And by the way, I think even now, like, man, they're looking at me like, to be honest, shit, whatever we gave you, we should probably gave you more, which they should. But because they're seeing the impact, right? Because at first the conversation starts with what's your numbers like, blah blah blah. But there's usually, in most companies, they usually forget about the impact. So no, 100%. My whole thing was about just trying to show you just how the market is moving. Like, for example, this company Kick, right? It's a live streaming alternative.
I know what it is.
Okay,
I'm very familiar.
now they're backed by, it's not
Stake.
public. They're backed by Stake, which is an
I
offshore
know.
gambling
Yeah,
company.
gambling company.
And billions
Is
of dollars.
that Drake's gambling company? Or
No, Drake is just signed to them.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
They numbers is crazy, though.
The numbers they're even giving out, they're probably going to spend $1 billion in marketing. And
$1 billion in what?
in marketing, which means signing talent.
See?
Okay.
Don't get it fucked up. There's a difference between acquisitions and marketing. Hold on. You can use an acquisition to also front as a marketing tool.
Smart.
I pay a guaranteed fee for Akademiks to come on, broadcast or live stream twice a week for the next 2 years. That's also a box I check for marketing.
True.
You go online,
That is true.
you make headlines. How much less do I have to spend on retail
Yes.
advertising
That is true.
now than I would have pre-Akademiks?
That's true.
That's serious.
That's true.
That's serious.
Smart. Hold on. But hear what I'm trying to say. These companies they're trying to compare, and the metrics they look at is how do we get the most active users? How do we get the most accounts?
They did it at Spotify.
Right. Okay. But that's what I'm trying to say.
And I don't think it's a good move. It was a smart market.
It costs a lot to get there. So currently,
Yeah.
they've signed people for like almost $250 million.
Who?
Kick.
Kick. Okay.
They've
You're with Rumble.
guaranteed-
You're not with Kick.
I'm not with Kick.
Okay.
They've guaranteed almost $250 million in contracts. They've probably given it to about, I got to say about like 8 to 12 creators.
Okay.
Right?
And what are they working towards? Just to make sure we're both on the same page.
There is somehow
Similar to Rumble. It's
no. Well, they're going with the free speech shit. Like, hey, you can come over here and say anything. You won't get banned.
that's the state-backed company.
Yeah. And we'll pay you if you have big enough size. Here's the thing, though. They just hit 10 million accounts made on the site.
Sure.
Right? Now, they're competing with Twitch, and Twitch has like, I think the amount is like 350. You know what I mean?
350 what?
Million accounts.
Million.
Yeah. So they're not competing. Let's get that clear.
Okay. So
they just need to be in the same arena.
But here what I'm trying to say. Twitch is unprofitable. That's why they're doing certain things that creators don't like it, right?
Twitch is Amazon. They're profitable.
No, they're not.
I know they have separate silo of business, but be very clear. And I'm speaking, I think Twitch is the forefront of live streaming, but Twitch is an Amazon-owned property. So maybe individually as a business, they're not profitable, but they play a role in the Amazon ecosystem.
But that don't necessarily mean Twitch as that subsidiary is profitable.
Doesn't need to be if it's owned by Amazon.
No, but you said Twitch, be clear, is profitable because it's Amazon. Twitch could be a subsidiary of Amazon that's not generating
It's
no
the
revenue.
marketing tool.
Hold on. But
It's the marketing.
No, because here's the thing: the changes that's happening on Twitch is because Amazon is tired of losing money on it. So they used to give creators a certain split. They said this is over with.
They stopped that.
They're changing
why I left
everything.
Twitch,
I know.
by the
I've
way.
done deals. I've done deals there.
They've changed stuff at Twitch because Amazon is saying you used to if there's a viewer who has an Amazon Prime, they get to use it and they give the creator $5 every time. So basically, I don't even know how much Prime is, but like they're paying out
Prime
for
is,
something that is not even, but it's incentive to watch. It's incentive to be a part of it.
Twitch has become YouTube of live streaming, and let me explain. They don't need to, they've reached their threshold. They no longer need to pay tranches of creators to come and use it. It is the standard, industry standard.
It
You
is.
want to
It
live
is.
stream
They got the marketplace.
for
It is.
gaming, for this,
It's
for that.
the name.
You go to Twitch.
It's the name.
So they
got
stop-
350
Even if
million
you're not
people.
on
So,
Twitch,
they got
think
350 million people.
How do you think they got them?
No,
And it's a good thing.
Wait,
They
hold
got-
on.
they got it.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not discounting that. Nobody was
not saying
discounting
that.
It's the same
What I'm
thing
saying
that's
is that-
happening with Rumble. It's a volunteer.
Hold on. Wait,
He's saying that they did what Spotify did, was they spent a whole bunch of
They
money to
all
get the
do that
marketplace.
ish. That's the business model
True,
at
but
scale.
y'all, yeah, he said that.
But he's saying it
worked. He's saying
So
that
that's why-
worked.
that
Oh,
worked.
you were agreeing with him. Joe was disagreeing with him.
No, exactly.
Joe was you
no,
were
no, no.
agreeing.
I'm
You were
a-
agreeing with him. Joe was disagreeing with him. So
So-
he was saying the stuff about the marketplace,
it-
and Spotify looks
it
at
worked.
it as a win. You were agreeing with him. Joe disagreed with him.
No, I agree. It worked from Spotify's perspective.
Exactly.
From the perspective,
Well,
they have an agenda like everyone else has. A market
wait,
share agenda.
What I'm comparing it to Rumble
Yes.
is that Kick, who's trying to eat off a little bit of the market share that Twitch got, they're spending through the teeth, mostly because number one, they have to pay out the gate. It was an empty site.
They're
It
the
wasn't-
last to pay act.
Hold
That's
on,
the only
but hear what I'm
reason.
saying. It wasn't at first just seen as a safe haven for, exiled people.
You're talking about KIK,
No,
right?
KICK.
Oh, okay.
So the thing that Rumble
Yeah,
benefited
it's
off
been
at
around
first,
for
they were
years.
like, "Hey, y'all don't have nowhere to. Y'all could come here."
It's like I gotta find my footing. I gotta get in the game.
I told-
one
listen.
way or another.
They just didn't have a good enough strategy to get people over there.
Well,
People, there's no the best company in the world we don't know about. You know why? Because they're not cutting the checks. And I'm just gonna say this: most people are scared to put their hands in and get dirty and do the work. They want the guarantee to show up for work. But the best outcome in the end are the businesses that you create may have no upfront guarantee, but that you're able to build a business with no ceiling on it. And that's what people aren't ready to do in our business.
Well-
In content, it's not happening. That's why they go out, they say, here's the big check. Who's willing to come? Because they know they're stealing your whole fucking audience from day one.
And that's the difference between a Kick and a Rumble, right? Kick started spending out the gate. Rumble said, "We are the refugee camp for everybody exiled." Like, for example, Donald Trump, when he got banned from everywhere, remember he got banned from YouTube.
Then he went to Truth. He made Truth, right?
Yeah, well, that's his version of Twitter. But
Correct.
he has to stream all of his, or he wants to stream to, like, hey, his rallies. He did it on Rumble for free. He's like, oh, well, I got to put this somewhere. Now, I'm pretty sure they probably did a deal later on. But that just brought massive influx of free audience for the company. So, of course, at first, the company's like, call us whatever the fuck you want.
Word.
We streaming that Donald Trump rally. We don't give a fuck. Now they're publicly traded. They're at the point of hey, you're hitting your head on the ceiling with if you're only trying to operate in the right-wing world. Remember, this, again, I'm literally looking at it like a platform. We're just trying to get YouTube has over 1 billion users. How do we get to even get 100 million?
Do you know what they're really all fighting for? Because everyone's talking about fees and who has market share. What they're fighting for is the conversion of ad dollars from terrestrial formats to digital.
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
That's
No,
all they really give a
absolutely.
fuck. So Rumble, Kick,
Absolutely.
I don't want to say Amazon, but
Kick's different.
Twitch,
Kick's
they
different.
all are fighting for a similar thing. It's market share of advertising dollars that's converting from terrestrial to digital.
Kick's different, and Kick actually goes towards more of Joe's point. But it's kind of very
And
direct.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
So in Kick, which he was making a point for Rumble, Kick literally says they're backed by a gambling site. They only started the streaming site when Twitch said, "Hey, you can't gamble over here anymore." It was a free billboard for people to go gamble. So they're like, "Yo, you're taking away our free billboard. Okay, we'll make our own streaming site. We'll invest." But even now, they don't even have ads. You know why?
Because the people they have signed are the ads, Zach.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why.
As long as it goes to
they are the advertisement to sign up for stake.
Yes.
And look,
That's what they want. They control the media. You control the business.
But that's
100%.
But what Joe was making that exact point for Rumble to say, you bringing people there is to basically be a part of this right wing agenda. It's a different.
He could be right. He could be right, and you could be right. Both could be true.
Well, I also said we both probably would know. But it looked like they're moving if I'm a businessman and I have a platform and I have a bunch of people who came over here, and if they happen to be homosexual because their voices are getting banned over there, call me whatever platform you want until I get to be able to sustain. Then all right, cool. Now we want the people who like to knit and sew. Y'all come over here too. We like the people who like to play hockey. You come over here too.
And what's going to happen is the same thing that happens with all these other companies. Once we get enough of y'all over here and the advertisers come, now we're not paying you niggas anymore.
Yes.
Now it's
Facts.
just ad based.
Facts. Thank you.
That's it.
And
now we got enough of y'all.
Yes.
I just watched 2 companies.
Yes.
But then why does everyone keep doing the deals?
Yo, listen.
No. The only I said it before, but they wasn't talking then. No one wants to actually build a business. What they want is
to show up.
No, they want to show up and be a worker because there is no risk in it. There's nothing that they have to physically risk to accomplish the same goal
I'm
as
agreeing with you 100%.
They're getting a guaranteed check. They'll show up. They're never once for 2 seconds thinking, "Oh my God, I'm losing that subscription to said service for this discounted check because it looks sweet today."
I
have a question about Rumble. Do they allow you to keep the info of the people that sign up for your stuff?
No. I mean, no platform.
Nobody's gonna do that.
No?
No, they're not.
Patreon does.
Well, I mean, that's a different type of service. That's a conduit. You know what I mean? Like, and by the way, they have their own version of.
No, and
Patreon.
I don't want to compare, but I do think there is a different value proposition in knowing who the people are that actually support your program, your whatever your.
I don't know if we're looking at Patreon like a platform. Rumble or Instagram, they would never give you. Like, my man just went through this. It was a legal thing. His Instagram account got deleted. I put him up with the right people.
Yeah.
They're getting it back, but they said they can't really import all the followers over. And he said, "Listen, it was a whole thing with the legal department. Said, hey, listen, I don't even need the followers back. Can I get some way just to get all of their info?" Fuck no. There's no company.
What info?
Well, I mean, even like an at name, something in a spreadsheet. Like, hey, these are the people who used to follow you. You can get playing around.
I love you guys. All the tech talk. I'm about to be up out of here. I love you all. I just thought it'd be rude if I just leave like that. Well, this talk is nice. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm out. Nice to meet you. I love you guys, man, for real. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, sit in my seat. You look good up there, man. Finally showing yourself.
I don't want to jack your
and teach them.
Stuff,
teach them. No. I'm out. I love y'all, man. Behave yourself. I just had to do that, I don't fuck back to me.
Oh, okay.
Stop playing. Niggas knock you.
Yo, this guy is.
Good job, guys. Continue. And I left peacefully.
You did. You did. I give you credit.
JR, cam up.
No, we're going. No.
I forgot what we were saying.
I think business is business. I think you change the market, you change the strategy contingent upon what your product is, but some of the principles, some of the principles are all the same.
Oh, I know what I was about to respond to with.
Sure.
I think creators are starting to change with that because I get what you're saying. Like, there's creators going from company to company, just taking these checks, and eventually the same cycle happens. The company says, I see it
every time.
Yeah, the company says, I need you.
There you go.
Great, you help build them. You give them validity. You give them all type of shit that helps build.
What do you own when they get there?
And then, well, I think now that's what I'm saying. People are asking for ownership. Like,
there you go.
But most creators aren't in a position to do that. Most creators aren't in a position to turn down a check.
Yeah,
and ask for
that's
equity.
that entrepreneur versus worker shit. Everybody ain't in the place.
Very small number of people, and what you do, and Joe does this often too, is y'all minimalize the fact or that most people are not in a position to do that. And most people aren't in a financial position.
It's a mentality.
Right. But Ian, your mentality could be one thing, but your bills got to get paid. And motherfuckers that got kids, they got to feed their kids.
So what?
So your mentality.
Ack isn't that.
No, hold on, Ian.
No, that's a luxury that he has.
Ian.
You see it.
I also say this because the clip that leaked with Nicki complained about her AMP deal. She wanted ownership. She didn't get ownership. You get what I mean?
I don't remember exactly what it said, but I saw a clip.
There's a clip that leaked where her mic was hot.
Okay.
Wasn't supposed to be on, and she's like, I can't, they're bringing all these motherfuckers over here because of me. I should have got ownership. Right. But again, I'm pretty sure at first, I heard the reported number with her deals, I won't say it, but I'm pretty sure she went over there like, oh, this is an easy check that I'm about to take. Now you realize you're building some shit. And again, Nicki a whole vet in the game.
That sounds like every record deal in history of the world, though. The artist gets signed, they get a check, they blow up with the help of a label, then they turn around and say, fuck the label, I want my shit back. It's like, well, guess what? They invested in something that you felt was acceptable and you signed at the time.
Well, I'll use Nicki as an example, though.
And now you got more money and more information.
I use her as an example because she's a vet in the game. If she's doing these deals.
But that's unfair of you to do.
What?
Because you just said.
No, of course
she felt like she got a good deal at the time.
So she doesn't know her worth because she was going to build the app.
I can't say she does or she doesn't know her worth. I'm just saying at the time of signing it, she was happy with a scenario that was put together between her and AMP.
But that's the same thing as a creator when they go to any of these platforms that you're saying that they should.
They're very happy.
They are happy when the check gets cut.
And that's my problem with all of them.
But
if you're unhappy with end results because of similar style decisions you make over time, then change A, B, and C before you get to Z. Meaning, don't keep bumping your head against the same wall.
I would agree.
And we just call those people who complain afterwards idiots. Like, for example, even with the kick thing, like, Aiden Ross owns a percentage of it. And he got paid while
there you go.
Right?
See, he has equity.
Yes.
Say that.
100%.
That's important because if you don't say it, people just say, okay, I'm just going to look for the biggest guarantee.
But we throw these buzzwords around like equity, right? And so
equity means ownership. That's it. I'm not talking to you.
We'll throw these buzzwords around like equity, right? And so now you have these people that just got off a bus asking for equity and saying, no, I'm not taking these fucking deals if I don't get. It's not good.
No, let me tell you why it's
not
good. Because if you don't talk about it at all, it's never part of the ecosystem. But I'd rather people run around, get sunned in their corporate meetings going, you're not them. You can't get equity. Sure. However, let us explain to you why they may have gotten it.
Or why you can't get it.
And then maybe it gives you something to aspire to reach.
I would agree with that.
That's unhealthy to just say a fee is always going to do it.
But we minimalize, and again, we throw these buzzwords out, right? You got to ask for equity. You got to ask for equity. Jay-Z might not have equity in Rockefeller. I mean, not Rockefeller, in Def Jam.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? And he helped build it. Method Man helped keep the lights on. These people help keep the lights on in some of these companies. They don't have equity in them. We just learning that.
They grow, and then they go forward.
But that's not business 101. You have people that are just getting out of business 101. You ain't even get to intermediate accounting yet, and you asking for equity. Sit your dumb ass down, but you heard it's the proper thing to do.
I'd rather them be out there saying that than just saying, I'm looking for the biggest advance. It's the differentiation between healthy business thoughts and practices and being owned mentality. And you could look at it and say
mentality matters. That's true.
You don't want people running around. That's fair. But guess what? The mentality is where it starts.
It is.
And it's the inception of what could lead you to ownership.
And there's a lot of people that's not with that entrepreneurial mentality, bro. Everybody not
want to be an entrepreneur, and everybody don't want to be an owner. Some motherfuckers want.
I have a problem when you had no problem with the guarantee, and now you want to get compensated like you're an owner.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm with you.
That's
I'm with
different.
You. I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you 100% there.
And maybe I'm saying the point I just said. Like I know a bunch of people who like that equity word sounds good or like participate, whatever you might say, but
they don't know what it means.
Well,
Most people couldn't tell you what equity is.
But here's the thing.
That's
like say there's a stock, right? They're not hoping or thinking that it might go down. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that the money you now have in the company is worth less. So a lot of these motherfuckers really just want to check.
They don't know what it means.
They want the guarantee.
What are you talking about?
They want the comfort.
If people knew what stock meant, if they understood what having equity in a growing company could mean during a time of an
lot of
event,
these things not taking
going
bets.
public, being sold to a parent company, they would be interested in equity.
Let me ask you this. I got a conversation that we had not too long ago. I don't want to bring the gentleman's name up. People were investing in some gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's getting equity. The second that those gentlemen lost that bread, they called it a scam.
But that's like any other hater in all markets.
Listen, what I'm saying is,
I get you.
What I'm saying is,
shit like that happens.
when we buy into some shit,
Yeah.
and when you
vet your business.
Yeah.
when you start investing, the definition when you start investing is the potentially can make spanky and you can lose your spanky. And so when we lose our spanky after we invested in some shit, we quick to call it a scam.
Be very clear, Ish.
person-
I'm sorry, Joe. Be very clear. There is no one in our sphere, and I say no one loosely because maybe there's a handful of people that is going to turn down the multi-million-dollar deal over an invisible piece of paper that says, here is some stock or equity in this business, and it could be a business we all know of. They don't understand it, most of the
That's
people.
true.
So what they do is they go, keep that. I'll take that
I'll
$5
take
million.
I'll take the
I got
money.
that $5 million.
I'll take the money.
Not ever thinking to themselves, wait a second, this company's publicly traded, it's at a stock valuation of $30. If I can help get that stock to $30, I get 10x what they would have offered me.
This is the famous 50 Cent and Shaw Money story.
Right, the 1%.
Michael Jordan,
The 1% of the album,
Magic
right?
Johnson and Nike, Converse. It's all.
This is
It's a bunch of them.
and
As long as we acknowledge it works both ways too.
Yeah.
because
but I did.
There's a bunch of creators I know. They invested in this gaming company called FaZe. Got listed on the stock market at $50 a share. They had options. Hey, listen, you can take this amount of money.
That's right.
Or you could just get an equity. All right, let's do the equity thing. We think this is going to the moon. This shit's worth $1 now.
Good. That's risk.
So they've lost a lot of money.
Yes.
And I'm guessing because I see them complaining.
Have you ever heard scam? The word scam?
Well, they haven't called it a scam yet, but they,
Okay.
if it's the conversation that I think you talking about, that person wasn't called a scammer because, hey, we invested some shit and now it's lost. That person was called a scammer for his words when he was receiving money, making promises that you could not keep.
That's what my DJ Envy old boy?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's who I think he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what
That's the scam.
Nah, he was scamming though.
That's the scam.
He was scamming?
Ish keep trying to rep for this nigga. This nigga was scamming.
For him.
Nah, it sounded like he was kind of doing. Come on now, like again, like he maybe technically he's not a scam, but if you're lying to people and
We can have a conversation off mic.
Why?
Because I'm not.
that's your man's man, huh?
Nah, I never met him in my life.
You know, it's like the blue wall.
You never
the
met him?
blue
You talked to him
shield.
though?
Never talked to
He
him.
got like,
Blue wall.
yeah, I
know
him,
why
Do
he's-
you
I
do
call them
similar things?
I call them the doors.
I invest in real estate, but I don't do what he does.
They the doors. If it come to a topic about doors, it's gonna give him his bag.
And maybe that term is like a heavy term, but I think
Which term?
well, just calling somebody a scammer because somebody like I would hope that he didn't deliberately say I'm going into this business.
We
to
use it loosely.
rip
When the
people.
feds use it, they are pointing to a scam.
Yeah.
Intent
Deliberate
matters.
means right.
Intent,
Like yo,
intent.
I'm about to go.
Yeah.
Intent.
Yeah, I think we use it as, hey, listen,
That's
you
some
have
bullshit.
duped people, you have not been all the way truthful,
Mm-hmm.
and those things may have led to uninformed decisions. Like that's what we kind of. I feel that's what it might be. Is it technically just flat out scamming? Like the thing's gonna be cuffs? Probably not. But the best scams are never just flat out scams. It's kind of in between.
Nah, the best scams is flat out scams.
Well, the most.
The best scams be flat out scams. What are you talking about?
Well, it got to look believable a little bit.
That's the good ones.
I was watching this shit on Instagram. I'm like, nigga, at a point I was like, nigga, I gotta like he DM'd me. I was like, yo, let me
chill
put
out,
some money
yo.
in the pot. I'd have been tight to my money.
I wouldn't have gave it to him.
Oh man, yo. But No.
I wouldn't give him to either, man.
I'm not giving that nigga a fucking red cent. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. You shitting me? Also, while I watched your video, you looked hurt when you was talking about Drake not hitting you back.
He hit me back right after.
Well, that seems to be a pattern as of late with you.
What?
You voice something,
It gets
they
hot.
hit you back.
Yeah.
And then they.
No. I
But
was,
you looked hurt.
I was
So
hurt a little
I
bit.
want to address the hurt. Hey, Tanner Erickson, clip this up right here.
No. Don't clip this up.
Clip this part right here. You looked a little hurt and disappointed that your main man. I know how you feel about Drake.
Nah, it's my
You
main
know how
man.
I feel about Drake. We
I still
love
feel like
Drake.
that about him, though.
I know. I feel like that. He's that dude. He's that dude. But I saw a little twinkle in your eye,
Just a little teary-eyed.
and then you went to your calling card, which is money. You went right to, you know what I mean? He ain't hit me
Nah,
back.
I'm like, I bought the tickets, man. I bought the tickets,
No, but you
man.
told him how much you spent.
I said,
You didn't say I bought the tickets. You said I spent 30 grand.
I got to get all the people.
And I read the comments, and they said, shit, 30 grand, he better than me. That nigga up. Like, you gave it to him. I spent 30 grand. He ain't hit me back. I spent it.
I got to go watch my guy.
Were you hurt that he didn't hit you back?
Of course I was. Nigga, I was waiting for 2 months every day, checking the message. Nigga, turn my Wi-Fi off, 4G. I'm like, God damn. You know what's crazy? Nigga, let it be a scandal. That nigga hit me back in 29 seconds. Yo, that's just false. I'm like, nigga, what's going on? It wasn't the first month. I'm like,
See
damn, my
what I'm
niggas
saying?
ain't hit me yet.
You see what I'm saying?
The second month, I'm like, holy shit, I can't be that low in the DMs. I'm like, yeah, he probably got all the scripters in his shit. Fuck. I was trying to like bump the thread back up, but I'm like, never mind, man. You look like a hoe, bro. Just, you got it, dog.
It's over, yo.
You got it.
It's
You got
over.
it.
You can't bump the thread back up.
Yeah.
You just got to take the L silently.
I take my L's publicly. I like taking L's publicly. It's a little self-humbling because I pop a lot of shit, and you gotta be held accountable for some shit you pop. You know what I mean?
Well, just for future reference, when you're trying to sound humble, it applies to self. You don't have to say self-humbling. That lets me know you ain't even used to being humble.
Stop it, man. That's what you did to Adam, nigga. You're like, yo. By
funny.
the way, when you trying to apologize,
I would never do you like I did him.
yo,
I would never do you like I did him.
Why'd you do that nigga like that? That was probably the lowest point he was at.
No, I think he eventually he got to lower.
Yeah, he went lower.
He got to lower.
He went pretty
I was going to
low.
ask you how you feel about Adam's handling of the redesigning of his infrastructure.
No, I'm shocked by the fact that he didn't switch gears. I genuinely do not think he enjoys at this point of his life talking about gang culture and a lot of the nuances and might consider fuckery in hip hop. I don't think his genuine interests are there anymore. And for me, again, if I didn't wake up and obsess over all these things that are in hip hop, I would be past it.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I mean?
To your point, do you think he ever obsessed like you, or was it just a vehicle, a monetary vehicle for him?
No, I don't think he did. Nah. But I do think he loved it, or he was entertained by it, or intrigued by it, to way more degrees.
And it was profitable.
Yes. And at a point where it was the thing that was probably moving the most revenue, yeah. And I think over time, you know, call it people change or call it you revert to your true self. You know, sometimes they said money.
I got enough money now.
We just argued for an hour over this. I'm going to fight both of these niggas.
What?
So y'all mean to tell me that Adam, who may or may not have been right-wing, was able to build his shit up with some people who did not know that they were empowering and building a right-wing type of network, and then when he gets big enough, he can push the gang members off to the side and make a pivot. But now he has
That's a
everybody. Now he has the
That
emails.
was a muffin.
Now he has the emails.
It's the
Now he
same
has the
concept.
audience.
It's
It's
not
the
the
same
same
exact
How is it
thing.
not the same concept?
Because you
it's
don't know
one
where these
person
people
versus a corporation.
Because he started off with Adam being a potentially right wing. We don't know that these people are anything. He said the man is from fucking Canada.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They're marketing it as a right.
Yeah, I don't under- y'all keep trying to hang your hat on
platform.
that.
It's not a bad thing. It's just not
working for
acknowledging
them.
that
But-
they know it works. That's what we're saying, is that it is a right wing funded platform that went public.
Are they marketed at?
I
You
was just-
told me.
I
You
was
just
just
said
about
the
to
guy
say
that they are funded by right wing.
I
It's not a bad thing,
I
Ak.
believe like maybe before they went public, I think the first money they got was maybe from somebody who was right.
Okay.
So
that
you're
also
saying what we're saying?
I feel like are we still going back to this?
No, I just wanted to point out how you can see it in Adam, but not see it over here.
I don't say that with Adam. I think Adam is someone that you might consider and people call a grifter. In a sense of
I didn't know what grifter meant when I read it. I had to look it up.
And I don't mean it in a bad way.
What does a grifter mean?
What is a grifter? A grifter or a grift?
Grift with a G. It's like
Never heard that.
It's some foul shit.
Nah, it's like a flighty opportunist type of shit.
Grifter, a person who
Yes.
engages in petty or small scale swindling.
No.
Swindling?
What it just said is the
I'm saying
exact
that's the
definition.
I just read
like,
the
for
definition.
example, right? There's this woman who gets accused of it a lot because she has infiltrated the men talk and basically said, everything y'all say about us being bad, y'all are right. We are trash.
Like
you
a Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes. So
of
it's like
Trump. Got
you
it.
almost like if I was like anti say all
It's
young
embracing
niggas
the
hated-
taboo.
Yeah, exactly.
So if someone wanted to go on Rumble or
Yeah.
Kick and say spew anti-Semitic sayings about Jewish people,
Well,
could they do it without repercussion?
well, now we're getting into a different conversation,
Which is
what's
what?
free speech versus hate speech.
But I'm saying,
Is free speech hate? They've been arguing this.
Well,
like
this is where it becomes politicized or not. Does it fit into
Yeah.
this category or not? Like,
Right.
can you go on there and just spew?
Okay, so now,
Right? Is that what you're not trying to get to? Is can you do that?
Well, now most platforms, even the ones that are included on Rumble, you're getting banned for that.
So you are. See, now they're
Hold
already
on.
shifting that.
No, because they have said that's hate speech. Now, granted, there could be another version of Rumble where you
There
can
you
go
go.
do that.
And there will be.
And
will
there
be,
will be.
exactly.
So there'll be another extreme, more extreme form.
But this is the phony shit. It's all about money. I don't give a fuck if it's Instagram. I don't give a fuck if it's Twitter. I don't give a fuck what platform it is. It's all about money.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I would love. Let me finish my point, please.
You're wrong.
How am I wrong and I didn't get my point out?
Because you said it's about money.
It is about money.
You're wrong.
Let me tell you why. Because every day on all of those popular platforms, they promote black violence. They promote the denigration of black people and other ethnicities and other forums of people. You use the anti-Semitism stuff.
Sure.
The anti-Semitism shit is not tolerated. A lot of the anti-black shit is tolerated. So it's really not about a moral compass. It's about who is putting the money out behind the advertising dollars.
Yeah, if something threatens the bottom line, they take things.
absolutely.
I disagree. I think it's about control of people, and media does that. Media platforms specifically, and
What controls them though?
what content
what's
you
behind-
allow or don't allow on
Well,
it.
money.
Based on what?
No, it's not money yet.
Based on what?
It is based on money.
Money
It
is
is
the
based on
product
money.
of
No,
what
yeah,
they
no, no.
control.
No.
Yes.
Money
It's based
is
on
a tool.
what?
I mean, think about Twitter. Like, I mean, Elon was like, "Yo, I'm about to run amok. I'm about to go crazy. I bought this shit. This ain't owned by the public no more. I'm about to do this, and third." And all the advertisers said, "Cool, do it over there."
Exactly.
And you know what he started
And
saying?
he's doing it.
No,
Yes, he is.
He's
he's not.
moved a
Yo,
lot back.
I'll go to
He
war
came
with
back
you.
a lot.
He's
Came
moved a
back
lot back, saying, "Hey,
He has came back
hey,
a
you know
lot.
what? We're creating this team. They're gonna be the oversight for
Yes.
this. We're not gonna let this shit run amok."
He's not saying run amok, but he's not being dictated by advertisers.
He's
And
not
that's
being
a very different
He's
game.
not being as liberal as he once was, saying everything flies.
He literally
He
said it on.
didn't-
He
it's not about
literally
everything
said,
flies. He said it's about not being biased and suppressing people's voices unless it's something that can actually harm somebody. That is
He said
that's
the
setting
exact
boundaries that are realistic, not money driven. He lost all the money from the advertisers, and he's still out there paving. Yes, he
did.
is.
He he did an interview with the BBC and said 90% of them came back, and he explained Elon Musk.
Who came back? Who's advertisers?
90%. He says
Exactly, because people are still there.
no. Literally, he said, "Hey, when I got here and
Yes.
all of that stuff happened,
Yeah.
yes, most of them left." They asked how many have came back. He said pretty much all. I would say 98%.
Okay.
And we made some changes. He still believes in what he believes in, but he doesn't believe in it as much to say he came out saying that we losing like $4 million a week.
I'm
or a
running
month.
I put
Like,
$40 billion out of my pocket. I gotta
Guys,
shut my fucking mouth and humble myself.
It's a bigger play. It's nothing to do with some advertising.
That's all
money
I
right
hear
now.
from
Twitter.
what y'all are saying.
Yeah, this is
I'm,
bigger.
I'm submitting to y'all theory. Hey, they came back. I had to acquiesce a little bit.
True.
When that's done, and I don't have to
There you go.
acquiesce, what do you think I resort back to?
There you go.
True. So why don't you see that same point in Axe Rumble thing, which
I'm
is
saying that for Axe Rumble point.
Oh no, you said Twitter.
But I said the same thing in Axe Rumble Point. If they are promoting themselves in a different way to acquire audience, but they are, and I don't know this, but if they are right wing or whatever, then when they acquire the audience and they done telling y'all whatever the fuck they telling y'all, what do I assume them to resort back to? I'm saying the same thing.
But if we not that and we just catering to this,
if they're not that, this whole conversation is null and void.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if they not that, we just giving the voiceless a voice over here.
They're not voiceless. They're extreme voices. You're not. You're taking it out of context.
Not all of them are extreme.
Yes, they are.
Are
you
you saying
are
the
fucking
majority-
extreme
all
voice.
right-wingers are
You
extreme
are.
voices?
Wait.
No, I'm not saying right
No,
winger.
he's talking about the people that they cutting these checks
Exactly.
to bring
No,
audience
I
over.
was
Are
talking
the
about
loudest-
the band. I was talking about the banned people. I was
The
talking about
banned
the people
folks.
that got banned that are now funneling
You're saying,
into
yeah, but
Rumble.
he is one.
He didn't get-
is
I'm
the-
not banned.
banned.
No, it's not about banned. It's you are affected by algorithmically charged platforms.
That's not what I said. I said the people, the voiceless.
He's specifically
when I said
speaking
the
on the banned
voiceless, I was
people
talking
who
about the
don't have a
people
platform
that got
to get-
banned on other platforms.
Yeah.
They took their voices
The
away
refugees.
on the other platforms. Now they are now funneling and migrating over to Rumble. Once Rumble gets these people, I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
who it is.
I don't need you no more here either.
It could be the KKK. It could be the fucking Hebrew Israelites. I don't give a fuck who it is. Come over here. And once we get enough population up, now we can start implementing restrictions once our stock price is up, our market share is up, our revenue is going through the roof. Now we can start putting in little fail safes.
I see. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's collecting a certain collection of people that have similar thoughts, keeping them there so that when information has to be disseminated, this is where it could go so that it could be mobilized and put into action.
Yeah,
Academics has the same thoughts as the people, the right wing people.
No. Yes. No. It's not that he believes in what they necessarily believe in. What I'm saying is he has the ability to move people in a very unique way. And in a loud, effective marketing way.
Akademiks is in living color and Martin for Rupert Murdoch and Fox.
There you go.
Who had a very clear agenda, but needed to get this shit to pop off. So Keenan Ivory Wayans, come over here. Black people like me tune in because this is one of the greatest black shows
This
ever.
is where I can get my shit off.
But nah, the second they get the shit popping, all right, we are Fox News.
Well, then ACK becomes like a Tucker Carlson.
Well, no,
I'm saying if Rumble were to ever...
Well, hold on, though. You're comparing, and the Fox, that was a great, brilliant point with the Fox News thing, but that's an editorial platform versus just...
It wasn't.
Fox
But
is
it wasn't.
not editorial.
But it wasn't.
It's not.
It didn't start that way.
I mean,
he had a genius, multi-layered plan that was ill, and he bodied it. And how do we get black people to participate? Hey, I need a network. There's only a few networks. Let me bypass a few laws so I can get this popping. And I only want the network because I got a political play. And he just kept tying shit together. But my only point in that is he needed us at some point for one of those plans. Rumble, I think, well, not think because I don't know. I didn't research it. Potentially could need us. I don't think that they could do what they needed to do. Spotify,
I don't think
know.
any platform could though.
I
think
think
every
any
platform.
What are you
could.
talking about? If we had
Them
100...
insurrection niggas, I ain't wasn't too many of us over there.
There you go.
Well,
But they're not a platform that's.
we're talking about needing.
I'm talking about
this demographic
every
to
demo,
pop.
every box you need to check. You need a white woman demo box. You need a young black demo box. You need a young white demo box. You need an old head white people box. Hopefully you get an old head black people box. You need a gay trans box. You need all of these boxes to fill to build a platform that services everybody.
No. You're wrong.
That wouldn't be an ideal platform.
That's how you paint it in your head. But what really moves the audience, moves the masses, moves culture is more isolated than you think.
Niche.
It's very niche. It's the cool kids. It's who's the fire starters. And hip hop culture, and I say this because I don't know what the proper term is, but hip hop culture is the fire starter. Black culture is the fire starter.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
For every
Absolutely.
agenda,
I agree with
mainstream, big
Whether
or
they like
small.
us or not. Whether they fuck with us or not. Whether they racist or not.
Now, you
That's
could
a
go.
fact.
You can go and say
I agree
this
with
show
that.
is bigger.
Except for
This
them
person's
insurrection
bigger.
people.
This is this.
Let me ask
but
you
really,
this
It's him.
Let me
who's
ask you this
important.
then. So
it's Joe.
why is Rogan still the biggest and not Joe?
Because well, that's deep. Why is he still the biggest? He's been doing it longer. And there's 10 other factors that play a role here, but yeah, he's been doing it longer.
Well.
It's his content. It's his content. He speaks to the middle of the country. He's white and he speaks to the middle of the
He
country.
also speaks to.
That's my point.
He has. His
That's
guest
my
base. He has a
point.
wide range of guests that cover a
That's
huge
true, yeah.
political,
Well,
scientific
I would say this,
spectrum.
checks off all the boxes.
Guys,
Point.
algorithmically, when you have guests on, what it does when you add in someone else's name into the title line is also opens you up algorithmically to that person's audience. So for a show like Joe, who just uses the Joe Budden show or the Joe Budden podcast and has very few guests on it, he is going to pop in other people's audiences or circles less than someone who has a guest on it 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah, but we talked about this before. I really think that.
And I think Rogan is really.
There's a
in
ceiling
how
to
he does
hip hop.
Joe Rogan.
Like
But
hip
the
hop
ceiling
based
is
urban
designed
conversation.
you're wrong.
It's
wrong.
Well, you can't name any show that's
And
by
it's
somebody
because-
within this.
Yeah, but
that's
because
not
it's
it. That's
designed that
local to
way.
that.
It's designed that way.
That's not it though, because it's loaded.
Based on
Everybody has to answer that for themselves.
population.
What?
Everybody has to answer
Wait,
that
what?
for themselves.
I said Rogan is Rogan because he appeals to more people. Joe just said Middle America. He appeals to Middle America.
Now he appeals to a lot more people.
He appeals to the outside of Middle America. He appeals to the coastal states.
Because you would have to. Because if you just appealed to Middle America,
It's not
we
enough population.
vastly
Yes.
outnumber them
It's
in
not
the
a population
coastal.
push. So what I'm saying is he appeals to more people because his demo is broader.
Wait, hold up. Who outnumbers Middle America?
The coast
coastal
vastly,
states.
vastly
the coastal states.
outnumbers Middle America.
We're way more densely
Vastly.
populated.
What I'll definitely agree with
and in
you,
Middle
I
America.
think they're talking about just Midwest. Yo, what I'll agree with you on is that I think by percentage, definitely not by size.
Yeah.
I think you are more influential, and I could be more influential.
Yes, and yes.
To what we in the realm we operate, than say a Joe Rogan
Yes.
in that realm. He operates.
100%.
But
I agree with
but
that.
again, if a company just cares about, well, we don't, at least at first, before they're gonna, hey, we need the blacks now. You know what I mean? At first they're like, we just need 5 million people.
We want the numbers.
We need 5 million people.
No,
He gonna get us to 5 million quicker.
we need enough consumer confidence so that when we go to Rogan, he will come here. That's the thought. We need to bring the culture here so that the play we're really going for feels safe here when we approach him. If it's unproven, you're not convincing anyone. If you see the needle being pushed by Spotify because of moves they made in the culture, i.e., the Joe Budden podcast in 2018.
Yeah, if you're making that parallel, I mean, I don't think nobody would discount that.
Yeah.
If the Joe experiment doesn't work, Rogan doesn't go.
But you are that experiment too. I'm not saying that Joe and it's Spotify. I'm saying it's everywhere. It's political. It's music. It's
it always
culture.
happens.
It's product. It's consumer. You are the foundation.
But also, you have to know what role you play of it and try to maximize what you can even.
How do you know that if at every corner they're telling you this is your value instead of you showing them what your value is? They just tell you.
Well, I mean, they're at the end of the day, they're always going to use hard numbers.
What does that mean? Hard numbers? What? You're not behind the scenes with them.
Well, no.
And what I'm saying for these companies, I believe, is the change in mentality should be, if you're getting foundational people to come be a part of your business, when it's a startup company, and you need them and their audience to participate in order to raise the stock price, in order to put out this facade that you are a safe haven for this type of broadcast, it should be addressed differently. But that starts with the people that control the market.
How do you think it should be
Playing
addressed?
ball. What?
How do you think it should be addressed?
People should identify themselves as the leaders of their industry, and then have a round table where we get together before any deals are done, and we say, us here at the top, we don't close any deals with the corporations unless we have X, Y, and Z.
These niggas fighting at the top.
Who's these? Who's these?
I mean,
well, no.
At least in hip hop,
well,
hip hop or podcasting.
Well, because you're trained to take a check. But if you were to re-engineer and rework the way your mentality on the business works, there's a bigger play. It's just being missed because, like crabs in a barrel. That's what it is. I don't want him getting more than me. I don't want.
I say that
when
all
in
the time.
reality,
It's 50-50.
it's not about the guarantee. It's all in the business. It's all in the what you own. Because if you owned something that they were a part of, all the money, the fees they offer all of us is a joke. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, but also it's not gonna uniformly fall to everybody, even if there's a conglomerate. Like for example, even with the kick thing, when I told you Aiden Ross, he got equity. He owns a percentage. Yet these other streamers, he was the first one through the door, so they gave him equity. The rest of y'all come get this check and shut the fuck up, because if you don't take it, your man's gonna take it. So all that equity talk is done.
No, it's not. It's not. You have to find someone else. Someone has to be brave enough to build a business worth equity.
Well, you have to realize when all the people that are coming now seem to be smaller creators than the one that already took the equity and the subsequent ones that came. From there, now you look ridiculous. Even if you're like, hey, listen, I'm the sports guy. Nothing happened in sports without me. They might be like, all right, cool. Oh, you're only coming here for the equity? Well, we're gonna go get the second sports guy. And
all right, so now he goes to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. It may not be that, and I don't want to be pessimistic but it's a reality thing. Yo, everybody ain't ESPN. We got ESPN. We got FS1. We got who else? Maybe 3 or 4 different spots, right? We got 3 or 4. Maybe give it 5 different spots. Stephen A. can say
CBS, sport, it's a few.
But yeah, it's 5. Let's say 5. All right, cool. You want equity? I'm gonna give this person equity. Now the second person coming in the door I'm gonna go get the third person. Like Ak is saying, I'm gonna go get the fourth person. And then not just you saying they gonna have a round table, but the conglomerates are gonna have a round table too and say, yo, you don't budge, you don't budge, you don't budge, and you don't budge.
Good. And let's see what happens.
Somebody's gonna take the check.
No.
Yes, they are.
No. Yes, somebody will take the check. But if the somebodies don't take the check, then you have your own entity of power that's way bigger than whatever you think they have. I'm not
saying that they don't have power. What I'm saying is that the society keeps going, and now you have a Stephen A. Smith or a Shannon Sharp that wasn't necessarily one of the forefront people in sports media coming up out the woodworks and creating his own shit. You got JJ Redick or whomever on deck. Jason Williams on deck to now come and where Stephen A. Smith might not have took the check, we went and took a gamble on him, and he blossomed. You understand what I'm saying? It's always the people that hold the checks. Oftentimes, unless you're a big enough name, you could be Joe Budden and say, "Yo, I'm not gonna do that." You could be, but it's even in our space, it's not that many Joe Budden.
Stop.
I feel like you're describing like maybe like if we're just keeping that podcast or content like a content or podcast like Players Union. Right, where
it's not a union; it's an understanding of how to do good business.
Well, yeah, but we ain't all.
But everybody's business is
yeah, we ain't all in business together. You're talking about a conglomerate, so if it's not a union, why the hell am I going to care if you're going to hold that?
Because you fuck up the business for people like not you, but the people who don't know how to do good business. Fuck up the business for the people that should be getting the best deals.
That's possible.
So that's what I said.
That's what it is.
Union.
That's true.
It has to be a union that everybody benefits from
They're
it.
saying, why do those people?
That's life. That's the world in football. If all of them would have held out in football,
it's not about all of them. I'm not talking about everyone. I'm saying you could create a better market. You could create a better ecosystem.
True. I'm agreeing with you. I just think it's an idealistic point of view. If everybody in the NFL, when all that shit was going on, said we not playing, the owners would have had no choice but to modify something.
Sure.
I don't like us calling it idealistic because we do see it being done in other areas.
This is it, guys.
Very few.
What?
I'm listening.
Very few
Where?
what?
Areas.
I don't think so.
Where?
The taxis did it. They stood together, had a union, fought for some rights. The teachers do it. The pilots did it. The train conductor did it.
Everybody, but their lives aren't.
We talking about. This is to Ian's point. Y'all gonna pick about 6 or 7 people that's gonna disrupt the economy by doing it.
There you go.
I think that same thing can happen in other areas if you pick the handful of people that can affect it.
I think the companies know that and will try to keep a couple people at the top happy.
Dog,
that's it.
It happens in every.
It might be one of y'all at the top that's not happy, but the rest of y'all
that don't negate what could happen if these people paired with these other people and started acting or moving like a union.
Joe, you know one of the lowest paying professions that is the most important in the world? Teachers. So has their picketing and has their union shit really, really, really advanced them to the place where they should be? They are teaching our children.
I don't want to say should because
They're
that's
teaching
wrong.
our children.
The answer is no to that. But have they made monumental strides in progress in where they stood 20 years ago versus where they stand today? I'm sure the answer is
Still
yes.
one of the most
I would
low-paid
have to
jobs
have-
coming out of college.
Yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with the strides and progress and how they got it, which was saying, all right, ain't no school now. So they made it. And that will be incremental, but you want to see it be made incrementally. If y'all
I'm not
continue, if we
disagreeing with
continue,
you.
if everybody just
For every
keep
deal-
taking the
yeah,
check
that's
and
it.
not
That's
really
what I
giving a
meant
fuck
to
how
say.
it affects you or you
see
or
what I'm
the
saying, though, right?
ecosystem.
I get it, but that's like it's such an idealistic world that
That's what I'm
competition at the
saying.
top just prevents from even happening. Look what happened in golf, right? Like the Saudi Arabians said, "Yo, listen, y'all want this extra big check? Come over here." Some people said, "Nah, we too loyal to the PGA." A few of them went. All right, bet y'all take your money. Y'all take your money. You know what happens later on? The PGA say, "Oh, we just did a deal with them
The
too."
money won.
Guess
The
what?
money
money
won.
won.
Guess what?
I love
You know what
your
I mean?
golf example.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I love your golf example. Yes, the money won because the golfers were divided. And some people went this way and some people went
There
that
you go.
way.
No, a very small number of golfers went that way.
Yeah, they did.
A
Went which
very
way?
to the LIV.
Yeah.
The people that needed to go for them to do what they had to do left the PGA fucked up with the golfers that stayed over
No,
here.
that's not true. What
Oh,
they
then tell
did, what they did was say, "Fuck the golfers. We gonna buy the league."
Okay.
No, that's not what happened
That's
first.
what happened.
That's not
No,
what
not.
happened first.
I
That's
said
not what happened
first. No, first. First, we failed.
First, they split up the golfers.
They very very minimal. They failed.
You saying, wait, our
They
consistent
tried to
point.
get Tiger. Tiger want to go.
They
Wait.
failed.
Our point is, it only need to be minimal, but the right amount of people to affect things.
It's just enough.
They took the right people to whereas the PGA, whatever their agenda was, it failed, and then they had to come back with their dick between their legs and make a deal. What I'm saying is, if the golfers stood together, then they don't cut that deal with the fucking PGA. Somebody has to cut a deal with all of the golfers who acted as a union. They do. And whether that be the Saudi niggas or PGA or y'all that had to cut us in 3-team trade, y'all would have had to talk to them.
Can I add to that real quick? It's the same thing as say, okay, yeah, Tiger could have taken $800 million instead of the $200 million he got, right, to stay with the PGA. But in hindsight, if they would have banded together, instead of taking the 800, the 300 here, the 200, I'm just saying, if
See
no
different
one
results.
moved, and then they had to come back and go, you know what? We're going to let all active PGA players share in 1% of all revenue that comes through this new PGA circus, like oil money, like families that owns micro percentages of the oil fields. It's a money tree. It never ends. Whereas the guarantee is here for a term. They're giving you your value, and then at any time you could be worthless to them.
That's true.
After they already mine,
After they took
they
everything.
do the top mining, the great soil. They take that off. You're worthless to them because they already have your fucking audience.
I agree with you, but I'll also say why that example is a much better example than even in content or podcasting is that when it comes to this, oftentimes the people who we're talking about, like say the me and the Joes that you're saying, hey, listen, well, the guys at the top, we're just a checkbox for just content because again, there's gonna be the Rogans. We're not banding together with them niggas. They don't care to be banding together with us anyway. So
We don't need Rogan. to
But
do
you
it.
don't know. It's not about you having to consciously
We don't
say,
need
"Hey,
Rogan
let's
to do
band
it.
together." It's about understanding. None of us should be taking deals without these prerequisites. It's going into the business deal the way Rogan did. Who knows what the fuck he got at Spotify? But I'm sure he's not
you'll
leaving
never know.
empty-handed, no matter good, bad, or different. And that's important to know. I think the
All
same.
members of black media could get together in a basement somewhere and talk for the next month, and it would change it would change everything about how black media is handled and the
That's
deals
true.
everybody cuts.
I would agree with that. But you.
So what's
all,
bickering
that's
though?
all we're saying.
No, but even
That's all.
Joe, you won't even go in some of the rooms.
But
with some of these
even
niggas,
in-
man.
No, I went in all of the rooms.
no.
I went in all of them.
You wouldn't go in the basement with them niggas to be like, hey,
Yes,
listen,
we would.
Let's get on,
Ack.
let's get on the same page.
That's not true.
Act.
That's a
not,
misconception.
Not only
That's not
would
true.
we, but I'm happy to give it all up in the room and do some real whiteboarding and collaborating to come up with a plan that makes sense. It's not about unionizing. It's about understanding.
It's tough to unionize, right? It's tough to unionize because with the golfers, if they would have all just been operating as one, like I said, somebody, the Saudi niggas or PGA would have had to come and cut them in the right way if they would have been moving as their own unit, right? The same way in media, you can't go in the room and have the conversation because most of the media people don't control their own rights.
There you go.
That's true.
That's it. That's the end. That's the
true.
start and the end of it all.
But no, the second thing
That's
is
true.
this. Even in black media, without them, let's say everybody's independent. Everybody's needs are different. So whereas Joe Budden and Akademiks have enough money that they could potentially hold out, some of these motherfuckers got to put food on their table. And y'all might call them weak, or y'all might call them, like you say, yo, I'll tighten my belt. Right? That's one of our quotes. We'll tighten our belt, right?
Yeah.
Everybody don't have that option to tighten their belt because they got 4 kids at home.
Okay, take the check.
And
Then they could take the check.
Those people, unfortunately, wouldn't be present in the room I'm talking
There you
about.
go.
The closest thing I feel like
it's way more
I'm talking about the
than you
move-
think.
Yeah, but no.
How
that's
many
true.
sit at the top?
That's what I'm saying. They keep diverting
Name
from
every
the point.
platform.
They're
How
going
many
to
people?
always outnumber us, but you only need 15 to 20, whoever the movers and shakers are. But you can't get in a room with Charlamagne because iHeart controls him. You can't get in a room with this nigga because this nigga controls him. Now you're talking to companies. Now you're not unionizing. We back talking to the companies again.
And you're making.
I'm the only one out here that could go in the room. Hey, this is how Joe Budden feels. This is what Joe Budden wants to do. I'm willing to take a hit. I'm willing to sacrifice, strap my belt. I'm willing to help. What's up? What we doing? I can't do that.
I think the closest we get to that is because I don't think we'll get there.
Oh, we
but
get there. These
I
niggas.
think it's sharing information. Like, hey,
I
listen,
agree.
this is what's going on. Blah blah. Like, rather than sometimes
That's such a myth in black media too. By the way,
What?
these
What?
niggas are sharing useless information. Y'all don't know it's useless, but I'm gonna tell y'all it's useless.
all bullshit.
I'm telling you.
So look,
These niggas are sharing useless information.
What would you
But
consider
look,
useless?
Look how
All of it.
But now look how we
Yeah,
came.
they're sharing information on how to get signed to an ownership.
Yeah,
Like,
what
are
to
you
get the
talking
fuck
about?
out of here.
But look how
That's
we came.
not. There's nothing to
They
that, dude.
cosplay.
That's not true. Because
What
look
are you talking
look
about?
how we came full circle. Because those people that are given the information only know how to get signed. They don't know how to be independent. You know how to be independent? Joe. Is Joe out here trying to show all the young podcasters how to be independent? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
You're a part of it, Ish.
Yes.
I'm not-
You're a part of the conversation every fucking week when Joe says, here's what I would go do. If I had this tool and this tool, and I'd be out here putting
No. What I'm saying is this. To those, what you're saying, it sounds great. You're saying they're giving out shitty information on how to get signed. Nobody knows how to be independent and still be profitable. So the people that are giving information are giving quality information as they know it.
No, then it's not quality information. You washing the windows and leaving streaks.
So what? But they still rich and they feeding their families off of those streaks. That's what y'all not understanding.
That's a facade, too.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
That's a facade.
I
Who's
disagree
rich?
with that. I disagree
Well,
with
not
that.
rich. Well, maybe not rich.
I disagree.
They
They
feeding
wanna
their
feed their
families.
family.
They feeding their
They gotta
families.
be rich, but
They might not be rich. They feeding their families.
But you
Yeah,
could
but
do that.
that's where the problem is. Everybody could just continue to move to feed their family. Then they win. If
Well,
everybody's
if-
just moving to feed their family,
Exactly.
we all know how to do that as men. This move that we talking about, when niggas talking about unionizing and shutting down entire enterprises, it's not so we could feed our kids. We're not Latrell Sprewell. It's for a greater good. So if niggas don't ever see that greater good, then I see why most niggas be signed and lost.
Yeah, but this conversation only really matters to like the top
1%.
7 people.
Yeah.
So
No, it doesn't.
No, not even.
You're fucked up for even saying that, Ak.
Not
because
even.
Okay,
what
top
you,
5.
I'm gonna tell you why. You impact the way new creators think about the business.
That's true.
And this is where you
But
get
Joe-
everything fucked up.
But-
No.
But Joe just said all the people that you're talking about won't be in the room. So which
What
one
are
is
you
it?
talking about? No. Your moves
it's
are
still both.
publicized to the world, whether you like it or not.
They don't have to be in the room. It's still gonna be
They're
good.
watching, going, "Oh,
But
he
not
took
how
a
he got
check.
there.
That's what my goal is." As opposed to, he built an incredible business with subscriptions, direct to consumer. I want to model that as opposed to get the biggest check and lose control, ownership, and the information about my audience. They're two very different paths.
Vastly
And-
different.
And I think the only thing though, when I think you guys talk about it, you guys make it seem like one or the other. Like it could be a
No.
multi-tier thing.
No.
Right?
No, I don't. I
Where-
just
where-
say that the overall business is fucked up, Ak, and it's because the only thing people cheer about are the jewelry, the money, and these guaranteed deals that are glorified fucking loans from a bank. Instead of going, don't go look for a check. Go find a distribution platform with the lowest distribution fee, put your own fucking money into it, build it from scratch, and then every dollar that comes in, you decide how it gets split up.
Now you're saying that now, right?
No, I'm saying that the whole fucking time before
And every
we had
time I
nothing.
come in here, I say, do that even if you doing that. You could do both.
But I think you guys look at it. You guys got there from a different angle.
Meaning what?
If I'm talking to a creator now who says, "Damn, okay, I want to do what Act did."
Yeah.
Right. That person, they're not even going to be starting out to even be in those conversations to get a deal. They're probably going to build an independent business up to be somewhat profitable that they're already feeding their family. And then they might be like, you know what? Hey, let me go do this partnership deal. Let me go do this. So again, like, you don't get to the room and then say, hey, should I go independent? You
never get to the room with that mentality. That's my point, is that you're dead with that mentality. You're always going to be chasing a check, and you're never ready to make a move that's going to actually position you to have the conversation. You're going to lose indefinitely.
Is Act in the room with that mentality?
Hold on. What?
I don't know your personals. I don't know nothing about this shit. So Akademiks is one of the people that we're saying is in the room.
Ak is 100% in every room.
Okay, cool. So did Akademiks follow that route that y'all talking about, or did he follow the route of the young guy?
He built
that
a
says, "I make
business.
a partnership"?
He built a business from the ground up in a sector of content creation that was not being corporatized.
And then he took a partnership.
Then he started looking at certain alignments individually to see how they fit into his bigger puzzle.
He never stopped to want to do.
He never stopped the
But I think that's what people are doing now, though.
That's
right?
the problem. That's what the fuck we're saying.
No. I said that's what people are doing that way. Where they're building they're building an independent business, whether it be a podcast,
which I think is amazing.
And then now they're at a point, right, where they're like, okay, cool. Hey, listen, I've broken my back for that, but now I can leverage a bunch of stuff. Hey, how about I want to do a show over there?
Let me get the safe money and the
let me do that. I still have the main brand. Like, for example, with me. You know, I've had those conversations, salute to my manager and my agent, my lawyer, my agent out in LA, where people are like, hey, listen, we just wanted to buy in the brand of Akademiks. But I'm like, no, that's always going to be me. Now, if you want to like partner on a show or something like that, that's completely different. But buying what I believe is a independent media brand,
there you go,
or owning part of that, I'm not
Multimedia.
into that. You get what I mean? But I'm not opposed to partnerships, though. You get what I mean? Okay, hey, I want to do the show. Hey, I think if we kind of build this thing that's an offshoot, cool. But again, I wouldn't put it out there to make people feel like, hey, listen, anyone's signing a deal, because I don't know other people's business. Now I think it's different when, that's why I said your start point was different, because you already were Joe Budden. Like, you already are Joe Budden.
A brand already.
Not needing... It's like you're already Joe Budden.
But that's why
you then had to go do the independent thing. I don't think people get to even think about those rooms without being independent. So they're coming from here. You already are here, and you're like, listen, instead of staying here, I'm going over there, which I've never been.
Why are you saying that our start points are different?
Your start point is different.
It is. Explain it to me.
If Cam and Mace, right? They started a show. Their start point isn't the same as if Poe and Corey went and started a sports podcast.
There's a deal already offered to them
different.
by the mere fact that they have a.
I understand what y'all saying. What I'm saying is, Ak is only allowed in that room because he created the profitable independent business.
Period.
Joe Budden did the exact same thing.
But your start point was different than Akademiks. He said start point. We're not talking about once you in the room.
But the start point is make an equitable, profitable, independent business. Don't look at the action.
And
the
you're
action
wrong,
is different.
His start point was zero. I was in the fucking room, and there was no money coming in. So I don't care if he's Joe Budden.
That's not the start point. He still was a celebrity. He still was a celebrity that had an audience that he did that was already there based on their love of his personality and his music.
So you're saying the check represents
Yes, he started, Joe back in the day, pre-podcast, could get on a live somewhere or get on YouTube, and we have arguments that are still on YouTube from 20 years ago that people would see me around my neighborhood and be like, yo, I'll kick your ass in Monopoly. You can't fuck with me in Monopoly. That was a start point for him that somebody else off the street don't have.
Joe was an independent contractor that had to figure out how to be as profitable as it could be.
Joe
but
was
it's
a
the
name.
Same. No, just more than the name. It's
No,
more than-
I'm just saying you
came in with more.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying. You came into the game as Joe Budden.
I get that. I'm only
You
trying
had
to tell y'all
notoriety.
that the start point is start an independent, profitable business.
True.
Before you can do anything else, I don't care how it is you do that.
But he's saying the start point is when you first pick up a microphone, when you first put this headset on, people want to hear what Joe Budden got to say as opposed to Joe Blow.
That's why I think when Joe says that, he's shooting shots at specific people. Because there's if you look even in the podcast space, there's a few people whose start point is different. Because I feel like everybody who I directly talk to, they're all at home with their microphone having to build it. They don't even like
not
again.
an option.
If Vince Staples right now says I want to do a podcast or some type of content, someone will say I do have a deal for you.
Yes,
You
Vince
get what I mean?
Staples is not starting
Now,
at a point.
yeah, he's
that
not-
I
You
would be starting
You
at.
gotta
or
build
Paul
He
it to
doesn't
even
have
get
to-
to that phone call.
That makes
It's a
sense.
different start point.
By the time I even get to the room at Complex where Joe is at, and he's like, yo, who's this
I
Academics
just
guy?
want to say that Vince Staples is also an independent, profitable business.
He's still a known entity in the world
That's
that has
the
a
how.
fan
I got
base.
that. I comprehend, but that is the how. I'm just talking about the start point of whether you Joe Schmo in the basement or you a nigga getting fucked by your record label. The common denominator has to be, are you a profitable independent business? There are people that were signed to labels that put singles out that had millions of dollars invested in them that when that support from the label was gone,
There you go.
they were not an independent, profitable business. They were nothing when the company left. That's how it's set up. So everybody's start point just needs to be that. Whether you're a kid on YouTube or a kid with a mic or a news reporter, you just have to have that one thing in common. Whatever you do, if you're a barber, whatever it is, have that one thing for where somebody can come and say, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. That's what you're making. You're doing it by yourself. There's no help. How can I add? How much would I have to spend to add? How much would I? And have those talks.
Yeah, but okay, and agreeing with you.
I'm not privileged.
You have to get yourself to that point, though.
Yeah, no, and agreeing with him. I'm saying that
No matter who
I
you
feel
are,
the
biggest-
No matter who you are, where you are, you have to get to that point.
The majority are starting out in the realm that you guys are promoting.
See, I look at it different than he look at it. He look at it like, I can't really speak to that because I had a head start. I look at it like I'm the perfect one to speak to it because I got pushed back in the race at least 90 times. The person that has zero credit just has zero credit.
I agree.
Or young credit. The person that has credit and keep fucked it up, and now every time I go back, it's negative, it's 5, it's 400. I got, what are y'all talking about? You shitting me?
So I guess I'm the people who I'm thinking about when I'm talking.
I disagree with that, by the way,
the
too.
people.
Then respond to
Is
it.
the
Because
people
the
who are
person-
not even in the game.
Yeah,
the
that's my point.
person with that negative, all of that shit, got a lot of information in the process.
Yeah.
So you still got a head start over the person that's walking in the game
That's
that don't
not
know
to
nothing.
say they're going to use it, Ice, or use it
I'm not
properly.
saying-
And that's an assumption. And that,
Joe, you worked
that's
for
an
Hot-
assumption.
You worked on the radio.
That is
for
an
Hot
assumption
97
that the
before.
person that has all the negative picked up all this information. That is an assumption. That's not a fact.
You know how you got the negative?
That's wrong. It's information that comes.
You know
along
how
with
you got the
failure.
negative. The person
There's
that comes
a
in at
ton
zero
of
never
information
did
in
shit.
failure. A ton of information is in failure. A
How many
ton.
times people say, yo, if I could do it all over again, I
that's
wouldn't do
true.
that? That's information.
So what are you talking about?
You know how
It's
many people
information.
fail
It's
and
lessons
don't?
and losses.
We just the unpackers. Yes, because we're smart, and if you're smart and lucky, you'll pull information. From
You're
your losses.
saying you.
There are plenty
Right.
of people
Who won't even look at it like that.
that just run around and say, "Yo, my credit is bad. I fucked it up."
Mm-hmm.
They didn't pull nothing from it.
Let me ask you this. I gotta pee. But are we saying that
Thank
Joe
you.
Budden, that has been on the microphone before in the biggest city in the world, on the #1 morning show in the world, is starting at the same exact point as Tommy Green, sitting in his basement, that thinks he has some compelling shit to say?
You know I'm with you on this. Like, come on.
I don't
They
understand.
are not start.
I don't even understand the point.
All right.
To answer his question, no.
Yeah,
No.
but Joe,
But
you
that's
have a
obvious.
That's not. Y'all said they say
It's not obvious to me.
They're not starting at the same point.
They are. Fundamentally ish. It's not about if Joe has 5,000 people listening and the Joe Schmo has 0. It's fundamentally you have to build something that grabs others' attention to make it profitable before you could even have a discussion. So yes, you're at the same point.
As an independent contractor, at least in my opinion, you're in the people business. And when you are young and emotional and depressed and make mad mistakes and curse people out and steal and rob and be a fuck up for 15 years, you have a lot of bridges to rebuild to get back.
you definitely had hurdles.
No. That understates it. Because y'all keep saying, "Oh, you're famous. You had a head start." No, don't understate what those hurdles are. there were some of the most powerful people in the universe trying to put a fingerprint on me to get out of there.
Yeah,
there were buildings I couldn't go in. There was a name, reputation,
But
just shit floating around, rumors, lies.
But even
the person
with that
that's at
comes with information, because now if you can get to the point where you rebuild it, you know the value of it. You know that I don't want to fuck it up again because I had it fucked up before.
that is an assumption.
Yeah, exactly. Ice.
That's an
wrong,
assumption.
man.
You keep saying that like it's fact.
For the
Mad
person that
people
rebuilds
go.
the credit knows why they had to rebuild the credit. I'm not saying everybody
Doesn't
rebuilds
mean they
it.
won't fuck it up again.
Wait, that's not even true. That person knows he fucked his credit up.
Yes, and no,
That could be the ceiling of the
I'm
information.
not talking about that person.
I know, which is why I'm saying
I
it's
said the
speculative.
one. I'm talking about you. Like when you said, I had to rebuild. The one that did all that rebuilding knows the work that it took to get there. Now I hold my high credit score in a different value than a person who never had credit before, because I know what bad credit means. That's what I'm saying.
You had
Yeah, I
to
understand
rebuild.
that.
The other niggas never built nothing.
I know, but I think there's perks to both.
I agree.
I think there's perks to both.
I agree with
That's
that.
possible. That's possible.
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
take.
but we never speak about it like that. We always speak about it like, hey, that person that had a microphone in front of them at 21 years old had a head start. No,
Well-
there's perks to both of them.
Well, I mean, this all derived from you guys just talking about building a
Dog,
independent
imagine
business.
if, I'm sorry not to cut you off. Imagine if when Kevin Lyles came to me and said, yo, you got to make a choice, broadcast or rap. Imagine if I never chose rap. See, now I'm with y'all. Now I'm 21 in broadcasting, and now I'm 40. I got 20 years in.
Yep.
We lit out. I'm like the Howard Stern of this shit. Now we could kick it. But no, I had a whole fucking detour. I had mad shit going.
But even in the
definitely took
even
up a
in the
long route.
detour,
Yeah, you better believe the
Listen,
longest route.
even in the detour, right? Your very
But I don't want to play the victim.
your very first episode of I'll Name This Podcast Later, right? However that happened, I got little bits and pieces of information. However that happened, some of that was built on relationship.
I'm listening.
One, right? Your original cast was built on relationship. That Tommy Green in his basement don't have equity to go get.
He does have relationships.
Let me finish. No, he don't.
Tommy Green doesn't have any relationships?
The little boy in his basement, I made up a name, Tommy Green.
No, I know. Sure.
Still got-
And
he
he
still
does.
He still got.
And he
I know
does
he
have
has
relationships.
He has relationships.
Not
I know
the
what you.
same
I know.
relationships that
I know
I'm
what y'all
talking
both are
about.
saying in there.
Everybody got number two. The second that Joe picks up a mic and puts the headphones on, because Joe, even in his underground rap career, has still stayed relevant in hip hop, whether through dissing somebody,
and shit.
controversy, whatever the case may be, he still has remained a polarizing figure and stayed relevant in hip hop. Now we want to hear what this wild nigga got to say. I'm going to tune in because I know he going to be shooting at niggas. I know he going to be dissing niggas. I know he has a reputation for doing all of these things. I want to hear what and he funny, and he witty. I want to hear what he got to say. He already had that the second that he put on those headphones, and I'll name this podcast later, episode number 1, Joe was already starting at a higher place than somebody
That's
building
false.
a podcast
That's
from
where you,
their
and
basement.
that right there is where you lose me, because there's mad value in the blank canvas, being able to go anywhere in the world and build this however you want.
And it's
there's value in the other one. Don't
okay.
mistake
All
what
right,
I'm
all
saying.
right, all right.
There's
You're right, you're right,
value
too.
in the other one.
You're right, too. True.
But
I remember-
value the blank. Hey, what do you want to do? Now we sit down, y'all say what you want to talk about, and I say anything you want in the world. That shit is so golden to me because we can shape this however the fuck we feel like.
I'm gonna tell you
we're
why.
not pigeonholed
The only
I
reason
into
why I
agree with
disagree
what
with
you're saying,
that
because
is
I'm
the
telling you,
hardest thing is
I don't agree
to
with
get people to listen to you.
I
Like
disagree
if
with
you have a head start, if people even know your name.
Yes.
There's some.
That is true.
I remember when I
I'm just
picked
saying
up
the
a
whole blank
microphone.
canvas argument, because I remember working in corporate. They used to tell us, "Yo, we'd rather somebody brand new." Who don't have any experience, because now you don't have to unlearn
That's a
your
whole
bad
different
traits.
field.
That's a whole
I'm
different.
just saying, blank canvas. I'm just saying.
That's a whole different thing. We already have
Dog,
a
we in
business model here.
entertainment. Nowhere else should a blank canvas be more valuable.
That's not true.
Tell me then.
In a corporate job, right? We want to train our people to move how we want them to move. We already have a format here in this particular job. If you go to Merrill Lynch, they do shit different than Goldman Sachs. We want to train somebody. We don't want somebody that came from.
They don't
Goldman-
even sign blank canvases in music no more.
They don't, I don't want somebody to come from
point.
Goldman Sachs and know their way of doing
buy
things.
paintings.
I
There's no
want to take them
development.
straight
That
out of
don't mean that I will change how I see the value in it.
Look, I don't want somebody that worked at Goldman Sachs before.
And I think they do.
I want to train this person on.
I think about this in audience though. Like I don't care who it is. If someone even knows your face, the hardest thing to do is to get somebody to listen to you.
I agree with him.
Like people, I used to tell people, I'm like, those user acquisitions who eventually become your audience is so hard when they don't know who the fuck you are. True. Your opinion is there's no relevance to your opinion. True. The mere fact that you were a rapper, anything you say about rap, you already are not starting at the same point.
He's right.
Than Akademiks, who is in his fucking closet.
It wasn't an industry.
He couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah, he is wrong.
He could not be more wrong.
It's only because it wasn't an industry when he started. It was looked at like bottom of the basement black market radio. There was no business.
Ignorant
Who
Joe
cares?
Budden.
Not only that, people say not only that, your experience at Hot, your experience with a mic, you knew. Hey, put it on us. First time I sat on this podcast,
voice inflection.
You was schooling us because you have years of broadcasting. I ain't know shit about none of that. Yo, you
voice
got
inflection.
Tonality. I ain't never heard of that word before.
Ice, all of that.
That's
is
a different starting point,
front-facing,
though.
and I understand that y'all might not be privy to how these things go, but when people know your name and there's mutt on it, it's much easier. I mean, it's much more difficult to try to get mutt off your name than it is to try to have a strange person listen to something from a strange person.
No, because a lot of people out here like
I talk about audience.
Joe,
Well, I know you don't. We just had this talk last week.
No,
where you
Joe-
were like, hold on, they would never do
Joe-
that. And I'm like, yo, do y'all know
I
how
think
hard
you're
these...
talking about-
Hold
you're
up.
talking about-
Where I said to you
I
last
understand
week...
your struggle.
No, Joe.
Forgive my struggle.
They're
though.
talking.
You're talking about
They're trying to
industry
say something different.
dealings.
They're not talking about. Hold on. They're not talking about. Did you and Joe Schmo start from scratch? We've accomplished that. We know that there can be a similarity of what scratch is. What they're saying is because you were Joe Budden and had a hip hop career, the second
And
you
a broadcasting career.
hold on, the second you put anything out as an audio file, there were going to be some people checking it.
That is not
Now, I will say
true.
a better argument for you to make
How
is you
can
were
I don't
Joe
need
Schmo
the
when you were
argument.
19 years old.
I lived it. We were in Totowa. I was recording
long
by
time.
myself,
That's the
uploading.
start.
Nobody
That's the start
listened to it.
Yes.
What the fuck are they talking about? Y'all telling me.
No,
what y'all saying is easy to say in hindsight after the work is done and after it fucking worked. But if you ask me in the process, I would have much rather been the stranger nigga that nobody knows ready to do the work now. Y'all are high as hell.
Well, I'm only talking about getting somebody to listen to you because when I think of
Do y'all know that they hated me?
They still
Like
listen.
y'all have revisionists.
Niggas listen to niggas they hate.
They didn't listen. Is what I'm telling you.
at least they had an opinion about you.
It's like
'cause they knew
saying
you.
Joe is a big artist. He put out a song, and just because he's Joe Budden, people are going to listen. Guess what? A lot of his records flopped because
Nobody
no
said-
one listened. No one bought them.
That's not what
no
I'm
one.
saying.
No, that's what he's
I
saying.
took all my career equity and recorded on iTunes the Joe fucking Budden show, whatever the fuck it was called, and I uploaded that shit every week. Nobody listened.
At first.
Yeah, very.
At the very beginning.
Yeah, before out in the podcast.
And when it was time to get people to listen, from my POV, it was more of a hurdle trying to convince niggas to fuck with this Joe Budden nigga in 2015. Y'all shit, I don't know what revisionist history shit y'all on right now. That was a lot tougher than for me. I would have rather stood at, all right, even kill. Everybody started the race at the same. Nobody know me. Nobody know what I could do. Nobody know what I'm about to do. I would have much rather started there than here. The information gonna come. I didn't need to be a rapper to pick up information. I'm just pretty witty and could pick up information. That's gonna come. Ish could do this and pick up some information. He's fast. If you fast, you can pick up information.
Yeah, but even your familiarity and even the fact that you were there, like, I mean, this shit happened at everyday struggle all the time. Like, even when they would walk in the room, you being there made them feel validated to sit with me. They're like, who's this nigga? This is the internet voice.
Exactly.
We don't know this nigga.
Yeah, but
we know Joe, for better or for worse. So again, like, you know, that's completely different in the
It's a
sense
good
of we hear what you're saying. Nobody's is saying you didn't have hurdles, detours.
At all.
Yeah, no, you had
and
a long
nobody's
route.
saying that your road was paved with gold.
No, it was a long route.
But what we're saying is that, at least what I'm saying, that plight of Joe Schmo who's in a basement somewhere in Idaho,
I got you. I'm done.
that's what that's
What episode was the Drake rant? If you had to guess. 20, 50,
Nah.
No,
It was 100 something.
100 something.
Or early twos.
no,
Late
no, it
hundreds.
wasn't.
Nah, hell
It was.
no.
It was.
Hell no.
I think it was like 40.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
40 or 50.
It wasn't.
Super early.
That was because that was over at
Well, we
Ferraris.
had, wait, time out.
No, it wasn't.
Wait, no, time
It was
out.
on
No way.
There were multiple Drake rants.
No, the one.
The one.
The one.
First
one
that
was
was
at
not even
Ferrari.
on the
After the
actual.
100.
Y'all talking about the ones
Sweaty
that
wife
I
did
drove all the way to
That was
DC?
not at Ferraris. That
That
was
was
at
No, that was in Manhattan.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was in
No, it was
Manhattan.
at 34th Street, whatever
Yeah,
that
that was
shit was
Manhattan.
over there. Yeah.
And that was
Yes.
before Mall. That was
Yes.
early. That was
wow,
that was
you're
early
right.
in the
Yes.
game. That was Marissa.
That
was
wasn't
early.
100 something,
That
was
was,
it?
No.
that was before.
That was 40 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay here.
40 something. You're right.
Right? Do you think that gets the same coverage if Timmy Green does it?
No.
Which means you being Joe Budden,
After 40 episodes ish.
Ian, that
Timmy Green
means
after 40
you
episodes still
being
don't matter.
Joe Budden.
You don't know that. 'Cause
That
you don't know what Timmy Green does after 40
We
episodes.
can't be disingenuous.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not. I
Like,
just said to you.
the
he
chances
has
are
cr-
Timmy Green, who could be anybody,
Come on, bro.
does
it does
40
not
episodes
fucking go
and-
viral
and
the same
his
way
40
that Joe Budden sweaty with a tank top on dissing of views does.
All right.
I like your example. I do. And I think you're right about that.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
I also think that many people who were not famous at all
There you go.
popped off doing some Drake.
There you
shit.
go.
I believe that.
So,
Nigga,
I mean, they both are.
I'm not.
You right
what I'm
here.
saying is, you being Joe Budden had a stake in that being going viral more than if Ice was a podcaster, sweaty as fuck, unbeknownst to anybody.
It's not true ish.
And it was 64.
Ish. There was a guy who
Episode 64.
64. Okay.
Shiggy dance.
Shiggy.
He's a no.
Yeah, Shiggy.
Shiggy.
My man
He's a
Shiggy.
dancer. He literally was online doing content, made a dance to one of Drake's records, and became a superstar, a nobody.
I was going to say that, but I don't have to say it because Ice is in right there.
Well,
Nobody knew who
listen to
Ice was
this.
from a can of fucking paint. He get out there depending on the content,
Now this-
and bigger people
Shiggy, first
make
of all,
his
Shiggy
name
wasn't a
bigger
nobody.
and propel it.
Shiggy
I
had
didn't say he was a nobody. I said
You
he
did say-
was
you
not
said the
in
word nobody.
He was not in the public sphere the way he
True,
was after
but he
the Drake
still
thing.
had an online following.
yeah,
But you're-
that wasn't his starting point.
He
Like,
was that
already-
wasn't his starting point.
But
He still had an
Joe
online
didn't
following.
hit, Joe didn't hit episode 1. You keep discounting that.
I'm not saying that he did.
So then we start
Who
at the
said-
same point.
Ian, my question. You win, bro.
You definitely don't start at the same point.
You don't start at the same
You
point.
don't. And
Now, if you want to talk about Joe back at his mom's place in Jersey City, starting at the same point, that's starting
Yes.
at the same point.
Yes.
And he did that.
I'm not saying people don't know who Joe Budden is because of
Yeah, I
his
disagree
music
with you.
career. All I'm saying
But
is,
that already makes it not the same.
that's not the same starting point.
As soon
From
as you
that
say
right
that,
there.
as soon as you say that, it's not the same.
so then you're discounting the power of people's creativity that
No,
could
no, no,
pop
no,
from
no,
day
no,
one.
no, no,
Yes,
no,
it is.
no, no, no.
This
Not
is
at
how
all.
I know hip hop's fucked up because
Yes.
you don't value creativity.
Yes. Nor do
What?
they even hear what
Could
they're
Joe
saying.
sell out Highline
You're
Ballroom when
not
he was a
listening to
rapper?
anything I'm saying.
Yeah.
Could Joe sell
Episode-
out SOBs when he was a rapper?
Yes.
Could Tommy fucking Green in his basement go sell out SOBs? No. That means Joe already has a core audience of fans, which means he's not
Who
starting
says
from
they're gonna follow the podcast,
would love-
Ish?
Yeah, your example.
He hasn't. That's not
Ish,
true.
why are you
Whether
correlating
whether
one to the
half
other?
of them follow in or all of them follow, he still starts
Let me
off
give you an
with
example.
followers.
Let me give you an example. Let me help you. Do you know how many DSPs went out and spent hundreds of millions, billions of dollars on big name stars? And I can tell you off record that the listenership is laughable. They have 10 million followers, and you know this, 10 million followers on Instagram, 12 million listeners here on Spotify Music. They go to start a podcast and they get 500 fucking plays. You're going to tell me that they also don't have that advantage? Then why the
They
fuck
do.
are there
Yeah.
less than Timmy next door who
All right,
creates?
And Ice,
Wait.
really quick,
No,
can
no,
I
no.
can I just
You
tell
are
Ice
just-
something?
you're agreeing with me?
Can I jump in really quick?
No,
I
I'm
just
not.
want to say
They
this.
wouldn't- Timmy wouldn't have got that deal.
Can I jump in really quick? I just want to say this to Ice in the midst of what y'all was saying. Joe Budden, the artist, sells out SOBs and Highline Ballroom, right? Whatever the cap is. Back to my blank canvas having value theory. If I'm Timmy Green, I would like the opportunity to sell more than that, and I think I can.
Okay.
If you make Joe Budden be Timmy Green in that equation, I think I can have a more successful pod off the bat from the blank canvas than the Joe Budden who was able to sell out SOBs and Highline Ballroom.
I agree with that. But you know your skill
was
level, your talent
pigeonholed.
level. You
That's
know
what I
your
keep
skill
saying.
level and talent
That's
level.
what I keep saying.
But it's still not a starting point. You get what I mean? Like, for example,
That's wrong.
Like okay, I do broadcasting.
I disagree
I
with
want to
you.
get. I want to eventually.
I know y'all
You were
do.
just on Rap Radio talking about how they wouldn't let you release Rage in the Machine. It's Rage in the Machine
I
because
start
Joe Budden
doing
has too much
comedy.
credit.
It's just baked in
So
already
does that
because
not
I'm
equate to-
academics.
Because
I'm
not
DJ
starting.
Academics. I'm not starting at ground zero.
Like T.I.'s not starting from ground zero in comedy.
Thank you.
Exactly.
They're showing up to say, "Listen,
Hold on,
I watch you
hold
perform."
on. He's not.
No.
You're
He has
wrong.
people in the seats.
You're wrong.
Yo, bro,
Yo,
we
bro,
are.
Even
we-
if he's terrible,
fucked up.
he's
Terrible.
T.I.
He could be
So
terrible.
I'm
It's
showing
T.I.
up.
You're wrong. You're all wrong.
We could agree to
It's a
disagree.
goddamn craft
we could
you
agree
need to
disagree.
work
No,
on.
hold on. We're
Nobody
not
said
talking
it
to skill.
didn't.
We're not talking to skill.
Nobody said it's
We're
not.
not talking to skill.
Skill.
People show up for a T.I. concert is very different than showing up for a T.I.
He's got
comedy
y'all.
show.
True.
He's got y'all.
No, he does not.
Y'all keep trying to transfer audience.
No, he does not. What I'm saying is, if I'm a fan of
What are you
T.I.,
this is
I
why
might-
none of the DSPs are spending anymore, is because none of the conversions that you are betting on right now actually make
We're
sense
not saying
anymore.
Who
it's
said they were going to be
1-to-1.
successful? Nobody said they was going to be
Yeah,
1-to-1.
yeah.
What I'm saying is this: if I'm Michelle Obama and Spotify signs me, maybe Michelle Obama wasn't compelling. Maybe Michelle Obama didn't want to.
Michelle Obama was there to
Ian,
get a
can I-
headline.
Maybe Michelle.
So that the stock price went up.
That's cool. Maybe Michelle Obama would have had a podcast. She didn't take it serious. It was on her 15th list of priorities. She might not have been compelling. She might not have wanted to do the work that Joe has done. Yeah. What I'm saying is this: Michelle Obama is coming to the table with a bigger audience than Michelle Johnson.
Her name is, alone.
Stay right here. She did. Everything y'all just said is a fact.
Doesn't guarantee her success.
Tom Green also came.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations were bigger for Michelle Obama, and she was expected to produce more.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, she didn't have that creative. All she had was her name.
Yeah.
Tom Green came in and went right to work.
There you go.
He went right to the whiteboard.
There you go.
He ends up bigger and better than
Yes.
Michelle Obama.
That is a possibility.
No, it's a fact. Michelle Obama is not podcasting now.
If they have
That
the
is
same
true.
talent,
Fact.
Michelle
But they
Obama
didn't-
goes first.
not
But they have the same
podcasting.
talent. You got to level out the
now-
talent.
Oh, now they up.
No.
Oh,
No, wait.
Switch up the
Yo,
whole game.
wait. You have to level out a talent. We're talking about the starting point.
You can't. Yeah. What do you mean?
Listen,
They
it's like
still
we're
not
saying we're
starting
doing a
from the
race.
same point.
Yo,
You telling me Michelle Obama and Tom Green are starting from the same point?
Yes.
All right.
Y'all crazy.
You are nuts.
They're
You
not
are
starting from
nuts.
If you
same
say
point, no.
musically, if Joe Budden and
Bro,
Joe
they're not starting from the
Schmo,
same point, dog. They're not starting from the same point.
yes, they are.
Nah, you tripping, bro.
All right, whatever.
Hey, just so Joe is clear on what I'm saying, because my message is consistent. Y'all ain't gonna semantic me out my. No, they're not starting at the same point.
Thank you.
Wait, stop.
Oh my God.
I
So
still
should I deal with?
wait. So y'all won't let me finish what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
They're not starting at the same point. And Tim Green just bust her ass.
Could possibly happen.
Yes. Sure. Yes.
That can happen.
So then
We
that's
not
the
saying
point.
that.
That's the point.
That's not your point, Ian. You saying they starting from a same point.
They are.
No, they're not.
Yo, they are. It depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about an industry
You
that
mean
Joe
they're
is,
starting
I
from the
don't
same
care
point
what
as
industry it
podcasters,
is.
but what we're
Tom
saying
Green
is-
has to create an audience. Michelle Obama has an audience of people that when she was the first lady of the United States, people liked her.
yeah,
That's different.
Before they ever heard her do one
that
podcast.
doesn't mean they're gonna like her podcast.
Nobody said it did, but they might be inclined to listen. Whereas Tom Green got to go find listeners and bring them to his podcast. People are organically going to go to Michelle Obama. They might only listen once. It might not be for them. They might hate it.
Hey, listen, the comedian that's in New York City hitting all
Hey,
these
look,
little
hold on,
sellers.
That's fire.
Hold on, real quick, Ian. Let me
Before
just
they
take-
could get on stage and actually sell hard tickets, to
Yes.
even have eyes. We're not talking about their skill. Before they could get to that,
Was at the New Jack segment getting 3 minutes to work
Bro,
their jokes.
hey, listen, Ian.
Yeah.
Check this out. The fact that Michelle Obama's name was a headline in the deal
Yeah.
is the difference in the starting
Means that
point.
some people with a whole bunch of money thought she might be a draw.
Just that part alone.
There
They
you
not
go.
put Tommy Green's name
Thought
up there.
she may be a draw, but if Timmy gets to work from day one and makes
With
a
the blank
fucking
canvas.
polarizing comment that
the blank
actually goes
canvas.
crazy, then day two, Timmy
Y'all
could
taking
look,
for granted how hard that is.
We having two totally different conversations.
Yeah. By the way,
it is.
Joe
It is.
not
I think
only
that's what
agreed,
it
he
is. I
basically
think that's
said
what
it.
it is.
Because he said he would rather be like just Timmy Green or whoever, but you're not making it if you don't have this talent. You're not.
Right, that's why
So again,
don't
true.
try to
so
come
that's
back
the,
to my
hold on,
talent side of
So
things.
so we have to even out the talent on both, and I guarantee.
Don't come back to my
I guarantee Michelle Obama with the talent or Michelle Green with the talent. True. But Michelle Green is nobody. Michelle Obama is somebody. Michelle Obama's out of here, just like Joe Budden with the talent.
Crazy. Michelle Obama's nowhere. She's not out of here.
Maybe she
she
don't
took
have
a
podcast
deal.
talent.
She
He's
didn't
saying
do what
with the
was
talent.
supposed to happen.
Did you hear what he
now,
said, yo? Or you just arguing? He said,
Well, because y'all keep trying to just add shit to fit y'all argument.
No, accent.
Michelle Obama with the talent. Our
Accent-
argument
Wait,
is
hold on.
if you add two different start points, fuck talent. You add two different start points. One got an audience. Let's
There
say
you
zero
go.
talent. They got an audience.
There you
Different
go.
start point. Tom Green, we didn't speak to nothing about his attributes. We just said he don't have an audience. Talent.
Immensely
will get
talented.
The blank canvas. The value in the blank canvas.
Immensely talented.
Now y'all sitting here talking about the talent on both sides being equal.
Green
But
ain't
the
going
starting
fuck
point
all
is
of that.
still
Green ain't
going to be
going nowhere.
different. What you just said yes to, Ian is still saying no. The starting point is different. You can have somebody that starts up here that don't got no talent. You can have somebody start down here that is immensely talented. And over a period of time, this person can surpass them. It still don't negate the fact that their starting points are different.
That got it. But so you do understand how the blank canvas could have more value. Than
I
what you're
didn't
saying.
say that at all.
But you didn't say you did. So
I
say
said
that
the
part.
starting points
Say-
were still different. That's my
Respond.
argument.
Respond to what I am saying.
I just did.
No, you said I
you're
did.
right.
You said I didn't say that.
No.
I'm trying to get you to say that.
We're talking about starting points. Our argument all along has been on the starting point. It hasn't said that talent is not something that is paramount. We said the starting point.
Did T.I. step on stage for his first stand-up show and do 30 minutes?
I doubt it.
Right.
Keep going.
I say
Did
that
T.I.
because
stand on stage and get support from other comedians?
There you go.
Or did they try to get him out of the fucking
There you
ecosystem
go.
because he's a rapper?
there you go. And this is what I'm talking about. When you
Did he
now,
still-
hold on.
This is the blank canvas.
Let me comment.
But that's my only argument.
Joe,
That is my
All of this
only
started over the
argument.
word
this is
starting
what
point.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but no, it's
T.I. has
from, it's
been
from
on
how we're
comedy
interpreting starting point. That's it. It's not starting point because everybody in the world is unique. You will all start
Sure.
from a different place. My argument is how we perceive the starting
There you
point,
go.
which is why I keep bigging up Tim Green and the blank
And the work
canvas.
ethic,
That's
Joe,
it.
and his
But
talent.
T.I. has been on comedy tours that we've
I'd
seen
rather be Tim
that comedians
Green.
been
I'd rather be
comedians for
Tim
8
Green.
years can't get on. There's niggas that been working the comedic circuit
Yeah.
and can't get on the tours that T.I. has gotten on because of his notoriety.
and guess what?
Which means he's starting from a different point than them.
See, I disagree. I think they have him on a
I
chitlin
think he's
circuit.
fighting
I
bad.
think they
He's
have him on a
fighting a
chitlin circuit.
pigeonhole.
It could be.
He's selling his own tickets. though.
Starting point.
No, well, I don't know what he's doing now, but he's on chitlin circuit.
No, T.I. selling his own tickets.
I don't know. Tell
Top-
him where. Show me.
T.I. was on comedy tours.
He's done multiple
with
events.
brand name
Show me the
comedians
event.
that niggas that been doing comedy
I
8
mean,
and 10
dude,
years
look at
can't
this
get
guy.
on.
No, seriously, because I never saw that.
Because it's
That's all.
T.I.
No,
Yes,
I've seen
which
he's
means
posted.
he's starting from a different point.
As a
than
I'd rather
new
be
comic.
Tim Green.
That's famous
Alright.
privilege.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't see it that way.
I know you don't. We often don't see our privileges. We just had that conversation on.
Even when he did
No,
this,
I just preach this value in anonymity. There's value in being able to move covert.
It's both.
There's value in not knowing what I'm going to do. I don't
That's
know
true.
nothing.
There's
There's
a
value
value in
in not having made any mistake
There you
yet
go.
at all. There's value in,
No
don't
judgment.
nobody met me.
No
Nobody
judgment.
knows me. I'm in the new That's why the hoes moved to a new city. Yeah, I'm moving over here now.
There's a value
I
in that.
just think there's value in that. If that's privilege, then I'm open to it.
no doubt.
No,
I'm
it's
open to it.
it's a privilege to be no judgment. Nobody knows.
I welcome my privileges. I earn my shits.
But
Give me my privileges.
True, and it's a privilege to people knowing you. It's both. I'm not saying they both don't have their perks. What I'm saying was the starting point is different.
You eluded me today. You got me.
Ooh, no, I'm chilling with y'all,
You
man.
pulled out
Cool.
your media savvy.
Ooh, no, I kept it 100 about
Pulled
everything.
out your media training on me.
Nah, I kept it 100 about
I
everything,
let you
man.
get me. But you're my man. But what did you think of the BT Awards before I let you get out of here?
Definitely didn't watch. Well,
Oh, you didn't watch
I
it?
seen it in clips that I had to post.
What did you think of the clips? What did you think of some of the performances? What do you think of Busta Rhymes getting up there, letting you know that old niggas don't look dusty? Look around, nigga. Watch your mouth.
Nah, that's my guy. No, he's Jamaican. We Jamaican.
I know.
No.
I do think he was talking to you though when he popped
Ask
his
about the
collar.
rice.
Did he?
The rice?
The rice question.
Yo.
Oh shit.
What?
I'm going to ask you a question after you
Okay.
answer this.
Well, no. This shit just look ghetto, man. It look like the BT Hip Hop Awards. Like, so I mean, it's. I couldn't tell if it was more a microcosm of what hip hop is now, or maybe that's where BT is at. You know, obviously niggas about to buy that shit anyway. So I don't know. Like it looked odd. It didn't look as pristine as I thought it would be. And when I used to think about the BET Awards versus the BET Hip Hop Awards, it was a very different sentiment of mine. But that also could be the people that's there. You know what I mean? The crowd. Like I seen some videos of the crowd. It didn't even look like a collection of people going to like the event that I thought had at least some esteem. It just looked like some ghetto shit.
Be clear though. I mean, I get it. The BET Awards versus the Hip Hop Awards. With this being the Hip Hop 50 and them doing the tribute there and having all of this there, it was going to look like that.
Nah, it shouldn't look like that.
I think it
like it should have been way.
And they did
Should have
it
been more right wing.
No. It should have. It's like again, especially
A little
for the
more
50th. It should have been way more. You know, it looked classless.
Way more
and ratchet.
star-studded.
No, just it looked classless and just ratchet.
I think
It wasn't that bad.
I'm not agreeing with him with the classless shit. What I think that because BET played so much a part in all of these rappers' careers, I don't give a fuck what your level is. You could be Jay-Z level, you could be Drake level, you could be whoever's level. I think that everybody should have came out for their 50th hip hop thing and represented.
Good luck. You talking about business and brands now.
True.
Fam. And a lot of them are saying I'm not even associating with that down there.
You're right.
I got deals over here
BET
with
was
this
such an
company here
important
and we
part
up
in
here.
all of these people's careers.
Yeah, well, people tend to forget that.
Like I mean, like one of the memorable moments. Well, I didn't watch the shit, so I'm watching clips. I'm like, if I got to turn on or look on Instagram, and one of the memorable clips from the award show is Sexy Red twerking in the crowd. Like, come on, man. Like this don't even feel like. This just feels a little bit different, man. But you know, to each his. I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think
You enjoyed the strip club, of course you enjoyed that shit.
I enjoyed it.
Pound Town.
To me, they've been getting better every
year.
For the last maybe, I want to say at least 2-3 years, they've been getting better. We shit on them so much, I just feel like I gotta give them their props.
It's true.
Like I said, it's a hip hop 50 shit. They did it right. I was waiting for somebody to do it right. They did it.
Tell us about your breakup with the Selena Powell girl.
Nigga, what?
I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
Nigga, I was never with her.
Oh. All right, good. I'm happy to hear that then. All right, well, tell us about your life outside of music and blogging and.
Nah, this is my life, 100%. And there's probably nothing that happens in my life there's nothing that happens in my life other than if people don't see it, it probably didn't happen. Like I'm pretty like kind of transparent.
Do you see yourself pivoting anytime soon?
Nah, I love this. The only thing that happened, which I didn't really even talk about, was like an attempted home invasion. But other than that,
oh yeah, I did hear about that.
That's what your homie was trying to bring up. But nah, other than that, like pretty much, I'm usually, you know, I talk a lot, so I tell everybody what's going on in my business.
You got ADT and all that shit up in there, right?
Got a lot of stuff in there.
All right, good.
You know,
Whole lot of stuff in
good.
there.
No, everything was good. You know, thank God. But I literally, I still have fun with this shit, man. And I'm wondering if it's going to get to a point where I'm like, yo, I'm just sick of it and want to stop.
How old are you?
32.
Wow.
Young, act.
So that's how.
What's your valuation for your multimedia brand like Mr. Beast? I saw he was at like $3 billion. Someone offered him. What do you think the empire of Akademiks is worth?
Great question.
That's a really good question.
Great question.
I don't.
Mr. Beast
It's-
came up with some amazing formulas. for
Yeah, no,
his-
it's impossible for me to quantify. I'll tell you based on conversations of a very preliminary offer that somebody tried to offer
For
me.
what? Like where they get partial ownership?
Yeah,
Okay.
and valued me, I think around like $70 or $80 million.
I would say more, many times more. But that's I'm trying to get a discount on AK price.
I'm not into selling the brand, man.
Good.
I'm
Well, I'm just curious. I know people are probably approaching you.
Oh yeah, no, I've had. At this point, I turned down the conversation. At first, I'd never been in the spaces to have those conversations,
Right.
Or maybe I just didn't have the right people around me to facilitate them.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the meetings really with kind of no intention of really doing anything.
them out.
But shit, I remember my lawyer just saying, "Yo, they're talking some extra." I remember my lawyer was trying to get me sold on it. He was like, "Listen." It's like, I know you work fucking tirelessly because between all the things that I have on the plate, he's like, yo, I know you want to fucking go get 2 cribs in Miami with the yacht out front. I got you the deal. And every time I look at it, I'm like, I think I'm doing well successfully and financially okay now. I don't need to sell shit. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like there's not a dollar amount that I'm like, oh shit, let's fucking mail this bitch in.
Do you feel like you're not entertaining it because you see a much bigger event? I mean, when I say event, I mean like a sale, a much bigger partnership down the road, a much bigger investment than what you heard from your lawyer?
Nah, not even because, you know, I still got to talk to my man P. Like P reached out, you know, me and Little Baby had a little static, but P reached out, and I said, "Oh, remember that little bozo we were talking about? That nigga who was on Charmaine's podcast? That's the reason he say he mad at me because me and Baby don't get along. So I don't know if he's like Baby's going. I don't know what he got going on, but like P reached out, and me and P like we always have a really good relationship. You know, he sold QC for $300 million. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering. I haven't had that conversation with him yet. We got to talk about a lot of stuff, but I definitely wanted to ask him. You know, he like QC is his baby, so that shit to Scooter Braun. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering what that feeling was like and why, or I don't know. Maybe there's a dollar amount, but I don't entertain it right now.
I was about to say if somebody came,
felt like jerking off in heaven. Felt like jerking off in heaven.
Shit, when they try to bring him, they were like, "Yo, I think P snitched." He was like, "Nigga, I just signed $300 million. Fuck you, niggas."
Yeah.
I think when
sometimes you gotta flex with the bread. You gotta flex with the bread.
Do you think that you're not open to selling it because you don't have anything immediate that you would do? Because like you keep saying, like this is your baby, right?
Yeah.
So if you potentially had other things that you could branch off that would keep you busy and all of that other stuff.
He couldn't. If he sells it, he has to work. He becomes the worker. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, P still works at QC.
Bill,
he can't leave for 5 years.
He's teaching the new owners how to run the company.
Same
thing as Bill Simmons at Spotify. You become an executive at Spotify.
And you'll just get
an employee.
You'll get a salary. Yeah.
Nah.
Some people's is like 3 years. I know a girl that sold her company for $40 million. She had to stay on and like as like a senior VP or some shit for like 3 years.
Well, no, ACK could never stop because what they're doing if they buy into ACK is like buying into Barstool.
But they will be
they
buying
need ACK
into
to run
it,
the
not
machine.
buying it. That's different.
Well, they could own it theoretically. They could own it and say, here's an enormous salary every year, and you keep running this shit, and here's what we want to be. Here's where we want to be in 3 years, and you're going to help us get there. And then there's an exit for you in 10 years when you find 10 of your replacements that can do the same numbers you do.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah, I'm not at that point yet. Not at that point.
You think you'll ever entertain that?
I can't say never. I just know that right now I'm still driven by passion. I think that's just my.
It's cool.
Like the proudest thing. Like every day I wake, I mean I dream about this shit still. Like
hell yeah.
Word.
Hell yeah. It's fun.
So you know I'm super fortunate. My mom good, family good. I got all the little material earthly things I need. I mean anything other than this is
next level shit.
I'm good for now. I'm straight. I'm chilling, man.
Love
I'm just trying to be like
anyway.
Joe, man. Actually, these days I'm trying to
Different points.
I'm trying to get a good work personal life balance. I'll be honest. I've just never had that
balance. Is
like
bullshit.
anytime I've either entertained any female, we usually go into problems because this always comes first.
You work too much.
Like I remember even. Like I remember listening to Stephen A. and even Skip talking about like even their careers, and they kind of have that same type of thing. And I've looked at it to say, is that like what happiness looks like for somebody who obsesses over what they do, like me now? You know what I mean? Because I see other people with great balances, and they're like, all right, yeah, this is great over here, but like, shit, this family and everything. You know what I mean? A lot of people have because I still don't got no kids yet. So
I think the passive shit when you can make or generate a lot of money doing passive shit. You know what I'm saying? Then it might present a change. But right now, you just so hands-on. Both of y'all so hands-on that's you don't really entertain that at this point.
I need like a new passion because I ain't gonna lie. There's some days in this hip-hop shit, man, ain't nothing in the world feel better than that. I'm telling you.
Try your hand at porn. Like your man, right?
Is that what?
Okay.
Who,
porn, no.
You're not cool with Adam, man?
That's my man.
Stop it, man.
What?
They got married recently. I'm so proud of them,
I
man.
don't give a fuck.
Damn. What's up with you?
Nothing, but I don't.
Still with the same girl?
Why is it something? Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
See, look at you.
You ain't invited me to the strip club in a long time, though.
I ain't been. I'm trying to change my ways.
For real?
Yeah. I'm trying to change my ways.
Yo, I remember this nigga called me. He said, "Yo, where you at?" I'm like, "Home." He said, "Yo, Please come to Squeeze, yo. I bought Act to Squeeze. He's never been here. He's pissy drunk. Please
No, I was
come to
not pissy
Squeeze.
drunk. My chick was pissy drunk at the time.
Listen, no, you was drunk too. You just handled it better than her.
I always handle it good, I think.
We had a blast in there tonight. It was fans that said, "Oh
Wait,
shit,
what
Joe and
happened
Act, Joe and Act."
Yo, what happened to that club? Is it still open?
No.
No?
Money happened.
Nigga, if that club was still open, we'd have been here. We'd have been doing the pod from
We
there.
be right doing that.
We had some shit set up
What
there.
the fuck you talk about?
Yeah, a lot happened. They
I
closed it down.
invested in that shit.
They closed it down.
What you at, Starless now?
We missed that spot. I'm
Too
not
much
in
money
nowhere.
over there.
I'm not in nowhere.
Too much
man.
housing going on up over there, and everything
Oh,
happening.
they got all them clubs the fuck on out of there.
I'm not spending $5,500 a month to have Tata Lalicious downstairs from me. Nigga, you crazy?
Yeah, word.
It wasn't this city, right?
Not too far.
Not far.
Lastly, before I let you go, because I'm about done, I need Poe to take a picture. He's been ready to leave for like 4 hours. Have you made any additions or changes to your content money earners list?
You don't want to do this in the last, like, you want to do it now?
It should
I
it should
shuffled
be
the board a
fast.
little bit.
I knew you did. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Shuffle the board after that Charlamagne shit dropped.
No!
I ain't gonna keep bigging you niggas up.
No,
Y'all won't
no,
big me up back.
No.
Let me hear the shuffling.
No, I forgot what the list was before.
It don't matter. They'll pull it up. Give us the new list.
Nah, because it's going to look like, if I'm going to take my list another time. I can't say it right now.
Nah,
Charlamagne's, he's still on top of the list.
At
pretty
one?
much. 1, 2?
My God.
You think I'm
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been an amazing audience out there. I love you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. I appreciate that. Make some noise for Act, man.
Make some noise for y'all, man.
Make some
Y'all be
noise for
killing it.
fucking Act, yo. Big Act in the building. Big Ian in the building. Done said this the latest he ever been over here.
Hey, I'll definitely say, and I give it up to y'all. I think y'all do an amazing job. In some of these conversations, people ask me, and like about you guys in terms of who do I think the best podcast is, and I definitely say I think you guys is, especially I think for about a year now. You guys been, I've never been a hater. I always give it up. I think you guys been holding it down, and content wise, top tier shit, man. I respect it.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Let me get the round of applause, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Act. Don't you ever fucking forget it. Y'all know the vibes. You ever need me, I'm there. You already know, man. Patronies, YouTubers, salute to y'all out there. Rumble.
Shout out to Tim Green.
I fucked my Rumble check up, man.
Nigga,
This stupid ass fucking episode, man.
You want me to get you over there?
Yeah, nigga. I'm trying to right wing this shit.
Oh my God.
I'll come over there and be fucking Tyrone Bigsby or some shit. I'm joking. I'm talking shit. Salute to y'all. Peace, 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 peace.
No Joe Budden.